edge of madness.
Seldom.
What you've heard, the madness. Everything else is just cheap whiskey.
Most high Christianist, mental abolitionist with the vision gift, seeing the deliverance from the ignorance, cognitive dissonance. Future I envision this. On and off the mic, I speak right like this is what the mission is. I know the wisdom biz and overstand like who know and bear that witnesses. I am the power refined God man. Equity too high to equal the caveman. God's son, true builder of the land. Destroyer of the demons, I'm a poppin' where they stand. Word of biz, born exposing oppose a plan. Sneaky Benny, microphone Jones with a forced hand. The next level cipher writer, spark the minds, I light the fire. Call me Mr. Mystifier, I'm used to gift to lift us higher. With the frequency that frequently fit, inspire. Elders and young thugs that do what they do, where they do what they thumbs. They lazy, they think we dumb. We put the work in system that a system to be numb. Make them good Christians, but don't link them to where they from. So I write rhymes with them ancient guidelines. I fight crime sitting on the sidelines. But when they got the blind eyes, I just treat them like they dumb.
When knowledge get done, unified we're one. The race we run, before they shot that gun.
To the knowledge.
When knowledge gets done, unified we won. The race we run, before they shot that gun and run.
To the knowledge.
Walk with me, twist your loud, get your double shots of yak. Sit down, have a talk with me. I'm from an era where certain shit just couldn't fly. You tell another man suck your dick, you might die. These new dudes got it confused, thinking it's a game, until somebody hitting at they ass, bringing the pain. But that's the plan, they want us to kill ourselves. Our existence is up to us, no one else is responsible for raising our daughters and the queens and our sons and the kings. Teaching them everything about necessary tools we need to use for survival. It's way bigger than reading Qurans or the Bible. That's gonna go over the heads of many. Thick skin, homie, I got plenty, so I'll be ready for the backlash and slander coming from my own people. It's sad to say, but we'll never equal our full potential as long as we following what they teach us. Telling lies, all in 8 books, it never reach us. At least us, the ones with some knowledge of self. But trying to wake my people up is a struggle with self. Instead of begging for a seat at their table, let's build one. As soon as they try to violate, let's kill one. That's where my heart at. A couple hundred years of the same treatment gave us Obama, so we think we even. I ain't believing none of this bullshit, them puppeteers speaking, telling us lies each and every weekend. Banana in the tailpipe tactics. To tell the truth, I feel we moving backwards. We got a lot of actors playing the part, but it ain't in their heart, so what's it worth? Got brothers dressing up like chicks, toting the purse. Everybody capitalizing off us. We ain't too far from giving up our seat on the back of the bus.
When knowledge get done, unified we're one. The race we run, before they shot that gun.
To the knowledge.
When knowledge gets done, unified we won. The race we run, before they shot that gun and run.
To the knowledge. Yeah. You know what it is. Peace, power. Son, the great GR8, the Hardcorrespondent, and this is the Hardcorrespondent Podcast. Yo, it is the 19th show. That's what? Knowledge born. So, we go right into the after party right from the get-go, because if y'all done missed, you know what I mean, the show that was on with Dr. Enqi on his station, y'all done missed some good convo. Y'all done missed some great information. But from my understanding, overstanding, we gonna pull that shit right black on over here where I'm at. Melanin Nation, stand up. What's happening? Word of biz. Russ Blade, Sam Brown Jr., my father. Zalut Malik Kalam. Oh no, you know what it is, man. We here. Got to give a shout out to the ancestors before we get it popping. All right, now. Pop shots at the devil. What's good, Bob people? How y'all feeling? 2 hands in the foot over here for me. All my soul. What's good? What's happening? Oh, let me turn this shit down. See.
That ain't supposed to be happening. There you go.
Oh, shit. Knowledge. I mean, come on, captain of the ship. You got to pilot this thing.
I need 1 second. So in the interim of me dealing with this 1 second,
all right,
because I want to set the shit right.
Hey, yo. Nah, my bad.
Oh, shit. We about to get a cipher going on.
My seeds, man, I put that on me. I make sure they gotta eat on the job, on the streets for my seeds. Young kings, young queens, RBG, red, black, and the green plant seeds. Now that's what I call my team, family over everything. I ain't never out of reach for my seeds. And that's how we gotta be, real ones follow me. Each one, teach one, plant seeds.
Microphone checking my status since I've been crowned father. I grind harder, a wife and 2 daughters. A righteous black God in that red, black, and green. That's balance for the beam, huh? Family over everything. I'm dropping seeds every chance I get, and then I watch them all grow. No magic tricks. Sankofa, you know, bruh, gotta put that on your platter. Don't care about what they say, we say black fathers matter.
When it comes to my seeds, gotta keep that real energy. Literally, every single day create memories. Figuratively, I orchestrate moves like a symphony. Vividly, I sit with these thoughts like epiphanies. Literally, can change the game and make history. Officially, my daughter never see me in a penitentiary. That shit to me, cause all we got is us, all we got is trust. Every day I gotta rush, I don't believe in love. Plant seeds, man, I put that on me. I make sure they gotta eat on the job, on the streets for my seeds. Young kings, young queens, RBG, red, black, and the green plant seeds. Now that's what I call my team, family over everything. I ain't never out of reach for my seeds. And that's how we gotta be, real ones follow me. Each one, teach one,
I'm
plant
in the cut
seeds.
like a back street. I let my son ride shotgun while these other suckers take the back seat, and that's the only one that can pass me. Something heavy in my diaper bag, homie, you can match me. Riding down the avenues with the seat back. Who that? Diamondback, proud to be black, that's your daddy. Sitting clean in the rag seat, going hard for my committee and La Familia's mad deep. Black fathers, yeah.
Look, I'm from a spot where blacks get rejected. Selling dope and gangbanging get you well respected. Being a felon get you well neglected. Where the black fatherhood challenge was accepted. To show the youth a better route. Teach them right from wrong and what the benefits of life about. Don't get caught up in the streets, you can make it out. Put that on my soul, I'ma show my kids a safer route.
Man, I put that on me. I make sure they gotta eat on the job, on the streets for my seeds. Young kings, young queens, RBG, red, black, and the green plant seeds. Now that's what I call my team, family over everything. I ain't never out of reach for my seeds. And that's how we gotta be, real ones follow me. Each one, teach one, plant seeds.
Today I will conclude our talk on Father and his role. His role is so mighty as the head of his household. His role is so mighty in helping to build a nation that really we could talk all year on Father and never give him enough. But time will not permit us to do that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, we black here again, man. You know what I mean? It's the fatherhood crew right here, man. We rock it.
I wanted to curate the conversation. You understand what I'm saying? I wanted to curate the conversation and highlight that first because that's not highlighted enough. We live in a society where black manhood equals toxic masculinity. Black manhood, not even black fatherhood, because when the brother said, I was crowned father,
right?
These were deciding factors. So I want to start the conversation there, being crowned father, and I want to kick it off to the guests because some don't know I stole his show today. He shouldn't have invited me on this shit today.
Oh, so no.
I'm be asking fucking questions in this bitch tonight. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm gonna curate the conversation.
The show is the after party then.
Right.
After the party, it's the YouTube lobby then.
That's it. That's it. You see what I'm saying?
After the club, then it's probably Moss.
So these two black men got something in common. You know, they got 10 youth, both of them. They got that. So yeah, between us, it's almost 30 children in this motherfucker. With three dudes right here. It's almost 30. Strong. Okay, and counting. Okay, on some shit right there. So
say that part again.
And counting. You know what I'm saying? Almost 30 and counting.
Our testicles have not hit the rafters yet.
For real. So looking at that whole, landscape of situation.
I'm still in the game.
Yeah.
As I want to hear y'all experiences as young fathers before I play this clip that set the whole tone to this whole conversation of life before consciousness. Mm-hmm. Y'all experiences as young fathers, being teenage fathers. You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. With the situation of y'all sacrificing your childhood to bring children into the world, and I want to, start there. So let's get it. Talk to us.
So
yes, go ahead, brother.
What's your question? Where you want me to go with that?
When looking back at it now, right? Just think about if you looking back at it now, because you was in the thick of it. Both of y'all was in the thick of it, so you wasn't thinking about shit. You understand what I'm saying?
How do I feel about sacrificing my childhood to create children? Right. Honestly, I have a very super short answer for that because we just got to pass it the sun almost because my life is so unique. I'll put it that way. I never had a traditional childhood like that. So that I never had that. You know what I'm saying? By the time I was 10 years old, I was on my own. By the time I was like 11, 12 years old, I had an apartment. So, you know what I'm saying? Where people are just getting on their own and grown and all that stuff, maybe in their 20s, through force, this is the hand that I was dealt. I was already, I never had the luxury of like being a child in that kind of space. Even when shit was sweet, you know what I'm saying? Because of who my father was in Harlem in terms of the heroin trade and all that kind of stuff, it was just never, I never had that kind of, that relaxed, super leisurely where you could just go anywhere and whoop. Nah, I couldn't do that because it could get dangerous or I could get snatched from, you know that. So I couldn't. Right. It was just, I remember, for instance, I'll give you another example. The first time I seen somebody get killed, I was like 3 years old. Mm. You know what I'm saying? In front of my aunt building, we watched a Puerto Rican guy stab his wife like 20 some times right there, hot summer day, right? You know what I'm saying? So it just, there's that idea of the non-responsible, non-aware kind of happy-go-lucky, that I never had that. You know what I'm saying? And then by the time I got like 10 years old and my mom had her issues with drugs and all that kind of stuff, I had a little sister. So even in that space, I was already used to being dad. So by the time I started to have my own children, it was an extension. I already, was so used to my sister and then later on my brother that, and my father had raised me that the only value a man really has is his children. So a lot of people see money as a reason not to reproduce. Like people look at money as a primary thing and children as a secondary thing, or almost even like furniture or accessory. You know what I'm saying? Like I ain't get no children right now. I ain't got no time for that. I got to go to school. Like I ain't got no time for no children. I got to get a job. I ain't got no time for no children. I got to make some money. Like, right. Okay, so you don't have time for the real you don't have time to be alive. You have time to live in an imaginary world because corporations by law aren't even real things. So I look back on it. I just say I just had a different type of childhood and I had mad fun. You know what I'm saying? Even with all of the a lot of times you don't know what pain, you don't even know that you should be in pain if you don't know that something should hurt. If you don't know this should be wrong, like you in a space where, because sometimes we hear a individual story and it'll tug on our heartstrings and we like, damn, wow, I didn't know you came, I didn't know. And even now when I talk about people, you know, I rarely talk about myself, but you know, maybe I'm with a lady, or maybe it's just a couple of brothers, we kicking it offline in private, and I might, you know, like, damn, I didn't know that. But when you in a space where everyone's life is like that, you don't see any, you know what I'm saying? Like my mom, she had a friend named Valerie. Valerie's son was my homeboy Mike. We starved together every night. That was me and his thing. You know what I'm saying? Like we made up this game where we would make up like imaginary foods and stuff. We will see, you know, like on TV, and then we imagine food. Then we go to the bathroom, drink mad water till our stomach is fat, and go to sleep. Like, you know, shit, we starving together. You know what I'm saying? It's like, so it's a regular thing. And then when I go to all my friends' houses, that's what it is. So it's not like later on you don't have a way to say, why is this happening to me yet? Because it's not. You just think this is a regular thing. You know what I'm saying? And then you see other people in other realities on TV, maybe, but in my immediate, you know, circumference, it just kind of, you know, Bronx in the 80s. I mean, what you want to do?
Right. Yeah. I got a question for that. With your children now, right?
Now, you about to answer that question, and then I got more questions. You don't get to run shit today. You shouldn't have invited me here.
But
you don't get to run shit today.
Let me at least write his question down, Knowledge. Let me at least write his shit down.
He don't got a question. Ain't nothing to write down.
Yeah. All right.
You answer the question, and if we got time for questions from you, we will get to that.
All right, son, you write your question down. So
I'm not gonna forget it. I know what it is because it's something you said that was like, oh wow, and yeah. So so for me, my father kind of raised me like shit is gonna get rough. You mean whatever you think it is now, it's gonna get worse later on. So you got to be prepared for all the shit that could happen. So he would take me out to the woods camping. He would show me certain things. He even put me, I was even talking to the guy today. He put me on the Schuylkill River, me and him, and we got into one of them blow up rafts. And he made me paddle all the way down, you know what I mean, from one part in Reading to the other part in Reading, to be like, you know what I mean, you've had this experience. He would always constantly put me in aspects where there was experiences going on, and he would take me to the movies every Saturday to explain. If we couldn't get that experience, he would show it to me on the screen and then explain what was going on and then ask me my thoughts. It was constant critical thinking going on. You know what I'm saying? 5 years old, you're playing chess, bro. Everybody telling him, oh, he's too young to do that. He's like, no, he's not. And he's going to learn. And he whooped my ass 1,000 times before he let me win once. You know what I'm saying? And I know he let me win. But, you know what I'm saying? He saw me progress. So he allowed that to happen. So even in that, you mean like, he always thought he didn't do enough. And I was like, I'm the toughest nigga on the planet right now. You know what I'm saying? You did a great job. And yeah, it might have been rough. I have a joke. I say my dad would, he would say this to people too. You know what I'm saying? And I would agree with it because I used to like to look on the people's face. He said, no, I stick him in the basement, I mean, for like 3 days every summer and just feed him raw meat. You know what I'm saying? And you know, and so, you know what I mean? I grew up with that type of attitude. I grew up watching the tough guy, the thing that you can call
your dad, my dad.
Yeah,
birds of a feather. I must have heard. I heard hope for the best, prepare for the worst. At least 788 million times. Like, yeah.
Exactly. It was, you know what I mean. So it was always on that. And the funny part was, I didn't want no children until I had my first child, and then I wanted 13 children right off the bat. Like, I got to have 13 of these little niggas. Oh, my goodness. You mean these guys, you know what I'm saying? But, you know what I'm saying? At the time was, these little niggas, this is ridiculous. This is amazing. And I can tell you and teach you everything that I know right now. And then I can learn more. And I'm just going to filter this shit into you. You know what I'm saying? I don't need no money except to feed you. And I'll do whatever. When you with me, I'll do whatever to make sure that you fed, as long as it doesn't kill my community. You know what I'm saying? So I got a moral code. Plus, my mother and father were both ordained ministers. So my moral code came from a biblical sense. But they named me Sundata Mansa Musa all my life. So I've been an African the entire time in America, and got busted into private white schools the first 7 years of my schooling on purpose. My dad even became a Mennonite to make sure that they couldn't draft me because he was in Vietnam. And he was like, fuck them. You know what I mean? Fuck this country. Fuck that fight for this country. You're not going to do that shit. I'll make sure I do. So I saw a character and a moral code example that has stuck with me. And all the things that I hear toxic masculinity is and shit, I'm looking at him like, yo, that's the reason why we failing right now. Because you're not saying anything about abusive things. You're saying stop being the disciplinary, stop being the balance that is put into the universe. I mean, and so when you take things that are unbalanced, what happens? You get into a chaotic mess. Now I don't mind chaos because my dad taught me how to handle chaos. You know what I'm saying? And he constantly gave me goals that weren't just money. You know what I mean? And he would, like, if I was bored, we'll go outside. We got some wood out back, chop that wood. Oh no, I'm good. No, you're bored. Get your ass outside, chop the wood. And I want all this done. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you get that done, now we can talk about what you want to do after that. And I got you. So I would do it. Reluctantly sometimes, you know what I mean, until I started to enjoy doing it because I felt the difference in my body. And I learned what I learned whenever I was out there. Chop a piece of wood, see how it break. Well, there's lessons and all that, you know what I mean, gardening and all that shit. And he would show me that shit. My mother would show it to me too, but it was different with my father. So I never wanted to really be a father until I was a father because I knew what my dad did. And to me, that was really the work. He went to work and broke his back at work to make sure that I had a home and had food, you know what I'm saying? And there was only 3 of us. And so if this man literally would break his back for his children, you know what I mean, and to keep them, then to me, the responsibility is, what do I have to do for mine? But I don't agree with the sacrificing of a person's life to for their children. I think that has caused us a lot of unnecessary suffering, and it gets us into the colonizer mind. I think that we need to show our children how to replenish themselves on a constant basis, and show our children how to take care of ourselves by taking care of ourselves and saying, hey, listen, hold up. There's a bit of time I need to rewind to, you know what I mean, R&R, you know what I mean, when you, as a trainer, you know what I'm saying, you get into the gym, I tell you, but go home and rest. You know what I'm saying? And there needs to be a rest time, and there needs to be a respect of that rest time. And you need to make sure that you have that as well, because you're going to have a lot of work. Now I'm doing a lot of work, and he would take me to do the work he did. You know what I mean? He had 7 streams of income before 7 streams of income was important. You know what I'm saying? We was delivering papers as a family. We was washing cars as a family. We was, you know what I mean, doing everything we could, you know what I mean, cleaning people's homes, hauling shit out. You know what I mean? All that. It was a constant work. Saturday wasn't just some time off. You got till 12 o'clock. After that, we out. You know what I'm saying? And we out when he came home from work. So that was the type of thing that I got to enjoy my childhood, but it was always in preparation for adulthood, which I didn't realize until I became an adult. And then I started, equating that's why you told me that. Okay. And now I add to it. I add it with every child that comes around me. Every child. You know what I'm saying? You're all my children. You know what I'm saying? My grandchildren, they get it. You know what I'm saying? And so, but I also think that children at a young age should be treated in an adult form. I don't give them the A, B's, and C's. I give them words and sentences.
Hey,
and then explain what that means.
Let me just add in right in that space, because we mentioned it last show. Shout out to Fred, Barbershop Conversations, with the monopoly. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, yo, that's not a part of the Black experience. And I'll be honest, I probably would have never played Monopoly as a kid if it wasn't for my dad's other family. My dad had another, he had children with,
right.
Pablo's Rolling Stone.
Yes, sir.
So, anyways, other family, upstate New York, kind of a different, more of a Huxtable kind of vibe, which was a wild dynamic for me because I'm coming right out of the trap houses, coke houses, crack house. I'm right to Leave the Beaver. Like it's this.
Right.
So, in that
we
space,
had a similar experience then. We had a similar experience because I got busted into the private school.
Yeah. No, when you were saying that, I was thinking in my mind, I was like, I know I like this nigga for a reason. But I realized later on, like now with my children, I'm doing homeschool and stuff like that with them. I realized one of the things, again, that we might mistake as racial is actually cultural. Now, the reason why it became cultural is because of racial inspiration, right? So we got this space where we are killed if we're found to be educated. Then we've got another space where we're allowed a little bit of education so we can be better workers. Then at that point, our colonizers are tired of working all together. So they're like, listen, get them some more education so we can get them up to supervisors and managers. And then, they start to make business schools now so that they can put us in business schools so that we can just run their entire companies for them while they stay at the house. And, we just kind of inherited this space, you know what I'm saying, where I learned from having that different type of experience that instead of watching, ignorant, ridiculous, mind-numbing videos, these children are playing, not just Monopoly, but, they're playing the Robert Kiyosaki real estate game and actually, let me go grab a couple board games. I'll be right.
You got that Derek Grace? You got that Derek Grace?
I don't think I have it. No, I need it. Where's the other part?
Yeah, each and every time that he was teaching me a game, he would teach whether it was cards, chess, whatever it was. He would have me play this, and he would show me. Sam Brown Jr. would show me the flip side of that. Like everything was a double entendre with him. You know what I'm saying? He was like, it's always
That's
there.
Why you got double entendres in the bars?
Yeah, double and triple on purpose. Like I can't help it. You know what I'm saying? I'm always thinking of the other thing. And he also allowed me to see different perspective, which is funny because he didn't really have a different perspective. You know what I'm saying? It was like you got to do, and if you don't like what I'm saying, I'll punch you in the mouth type shit. And you know what I mean? So I came up with that as well. You know what I mean? But he allowed me to have different perspectives, and then he would talk to me later on the things that I would see. And when he thought I was ready, he would bring me the information that I needed for me to catapult into where I was gonna be. Like he saw it. He said, "This dude is gonna be that type of dude. I got to make sure." And then he saw where my sister was, and he saw where my brother was. So I learned also that everybody isn't the same person, even if they come from the same two people. And so you gotta recognize what their skill is, what their talent is, and move it. And to do that, you have to have some sort of relaxation in your life, because that's the time when you're gonna see it. You're not gonna see it when you fucking busting your ass to feed them and you gotta do this and I was a single father with 4 children for a minute. You know what I'm saying? So I always knew I had to keep certain time to just sit back and watch what they was doing and let them do their thing, whatever it may be, until they started hitting on each other. And even then, let that go for a little bit, because I want to see who tough and who not.
And y'all got to see why neither one of you motherfuckers can control this conversation. That's why I got to control it. You understand? Because I only asked one question and look where we at. You understand? Well, so
wait, let me before
you do that, just even pull that shit down. Pull it down. pull it down because I gotta curate this shit for real. I gotta curate it and move the conversation in the way it need to go. Because we stand in fatherhood, because fatherhood goes into the next conversation about life before consciousness. Mm-hmm. So the biggest, move after boyhood coming into manhood is fatherhood, but there's a rites of passage in between. So there's a story in regards to fatherhood, and there's a story in regards to consciousness. So I'm gonna use one of Dr. Enqi's props right here off this bomb-ass album, Sound Becomes Light, because this is the greatest story in the fucking world. You understand what I'm saying? And it's not told by him. It's told to him from somebody that's close to him. A lot of you motherfuckers don't got no references. You ain't got no references. Because we go right into consciousness and nobody knows who the fuck you are in regular life. They don't know you a human being. They don't know you had a life before this. And the life that shapes and molds you and prepares you for your path and your journey, can't nobody verify you. You understand? My mother on video. My mother's on video telling my life story. You understand what I'm saying? Right. That's the last record of I got her in the physical world. She's on record telling my life journey, the first couple years of my life and what I went through from birth. So if you listen to my mother, you would know my story. You would understand who the fuck I am. But you don't know. You see what I'm saying? You don't know what you don't know. So this is why this becomes important in these spaces, because I can extrapolate the stories within the story. Because you might look and miss a whole bunch of shit. So let me let this story rock, and then Dr. Enqi can make his point after. I gotta reel his ass in like I'm reeling in son, because both of you motherfuckers is from my tribe. See, I already went off on some shit right there. Boom.
Oh, it was the 9/11 cover, I think it was. Michael Moore did the 9/11 shit. And we was dropping the mixtape. We made that shit the cover. Fancy Black, 911, Big Pockets, No Lint. I remember we went EO Dub. Nigga was like, hold up, man. Like, nigga always told me, nah, just be regulating shit. So we went downtown to the fucking open mic or whatever. All of a sudden, this nigga's turned up to a different level I never saw before. I'm like, yo, you ain't bad. Like, I know the nigga ain't a drinker. Like, so I'm like, yo, only niggas that turn up like that is niggas who done had a few, bro. But the nigga like, nah, hold up, man, hold up. Nigga went up on stage and shit. I remember the bars too. I don't think he had the gold teeth in there. Nah, he had the jewelry on the truck shit though. So nigga like, hold up. Nigga put a beat on, spit a few bars, niggas was like, oh, hey. Nigga like, hold up. Nigga told the fucking DJ to hold up. Nigga took his shirt off, had the super wife beater on, like wifey had tugged on him before he left the crib and shit. That's how this shit was looking. Nigga was just looking like a regular hood nigga. Then he took that off. Stop. You don't want to fuck around, nigga. Even the way I piss make my dick sound bigger. See, the shit y'all spit, grown men don't want to listen to. I rap for rich blacks who do kidnaps and go to prison too. Niggas ain't tired of hearing about the streets. They tired of hearing about the streets from geeks. Holy shit. Niggas want bananas. Like, oh, this nigga is crazy. We thought he was overdoing it, taking the shirt off and shit. But the nigga really backed it up. Like, nah, I'm like that. You know what I mean? That shit was crazy, but that's some shit I'll never forget. Word up.
Damn, I forgot that rhyme too. I said
that was to the DMX comeback. It was a few years after he came out of jail. The first time. We in here.
Oh yeah.
We in here.
Stop.
Nigga, that
you don't want to fuck around,
stupid.
nigga. Even the way I piss make my dick sound bigger. See, The shit y'all spit, grown men don't want to listen to. I fuck with rich blacks who do kidnaps and go to prison too. Niggas ain't tired of hearing about the streets. They tired of hearing about the streets from geeks.
Nah, hold up. I'm the new street legend / old rhyme great.
Police still tap my phone for old time's sake.
Niggas, I air them out. I have no fear of doubts. That's why police scared
and wanna know a nigga whereabouts.
They know who my pops is. They know where my
block is.
Open faces from oxes, fresh Glocks out of boxes. Plus my aunt getting sick now, my son touches dick now. Young bitches is thick now and guns are selling quick now. All that said to say I don't have idle time to fuck with your idle mind with an
idle rhyme.
My title's fine, the foreign is strong, the range is running, the range is nothing. Even my dames is gunning. See, I would love to battle you, but I don't do nothing for free and get nobody. So that's how
that shit don't do nothing for me.
So that shit
don't do nothing for me.
You acting like I'm something to see. Then you go back into the rough shit. What, fella? I tell you what, bring a girl and we'll see who fuck better. It was wild disrespectful for no apparent reason.
Yeah, that's one of my classic
joints. I already know how she gonna feel, but at least that way I'm getting something out of the deal, nigga.
Yeah.
Nigga shut the mixtape circuit down with that shit. Niggas was like, nah, I gotta go right. Nah, I gotta go right around the night.
Yeah.
If niggas that was hating probably was writers blocked right then and there.
No, you know who
went home and got better.
No, you know who I killed? You know who I killed?
Who?
Casa, right there on Hump 45th and Broadway. Luca Brasi, it was me and Borg up there. I killed Casa. Yeah.
I heard about that shit.
Yeah.
That's why I love my job. That's the part of it. When you hear a story back to you, you're there. He on stage. His man is getting all of the shit, and he's recalling it from a while back, but with vivid detail. You see the impact of what you did and how it resonated in his mind. You stopped the rhyme. He still got the rhyme going like it's his rhyme.
No, that's a fact. Because he used to battle niggas with it too. Wait, he used to use that to battle niggas with it.
Even still, yeah. That's the favorite shit. You see what I'm saying? So y'all both artists, so y'all both understand we don't know what we put down until you see somebody with that shit. They got the shit picked up. They walking with it like, oh, he living like that. You see what I'm saying? Like, oh, no, he's like that. You understand what I'm saying? He's like, yo, I thought he took it too far. Like, nah, he's like that. You understand what I'm saying? So now look at the walk and look at the audacious stances. You got your shirt off against diabetes for melanin with the same ferociousness. You see what I'm saying? And it's the same goofball niggas running around. They don't want to hear about this shit from you right here. You understand? So this is all together. I love it because this is reference and reverence at the same time. This is reference that you was really out doing what you supposed to be doing when you were supposed to be doing it. And it's reverence because you able to take it and translate it into something that now heals. It was something that killed before because you was killing niggas on the mic. Now this is something that you use that can heal. The same thing. You see what I'm saying? So that's why I wanted to give the conversation in a way of life before consciousness, because we get into consciousness and then we get into the bullshit. We get into the rabbit hole and the pill and all that other dumb shit. And we forgot that we was somebody before that. And there's a pathway with impact in real life with real people that may never ever see none of this other shit. They're like, who the fuck is that nigga? I know this motherfucker right here. You know what I mean? That's like that scene in Get Out where homie was like, he's like, why is he dressed like that? That was the first question homie asked him. He was like, I recognized him. He's like, when? He was just like this. Nah, when he came at me. Because the hunger, you can't hide that shit. You can dress this shit up and it look all crazy and dashiki and ill and all that shit. But who you are when some shit pop off, that's when you recognize the real one. You see what I'm saying? So this is the conversation with the real ones about real life shit. You know, because we still go through real life shit indiscriminate to where people might see us in the world. You know what I mean? So that's why I'm curating the conversation. So I just want to ask for you, and then I'm going to ask you, son, about a memory. So get that shit cooked up. Start cooking the motherfucker. You understand? Because you're going to have a little minute. With that part right there, even hearing it again, you couldn't even go back through that shit without going in a zone place. Like, where did that take you with the total recall of the experience? You see what I'm saying? Did you look like, did your mind get picturesque? Did you see yourself on the stage type shit? Like, give us the blow by blow, the play by play with the joint right there.
All right, so that's my neighborhood brother. You know what I'm saying? Like you got neighborhood family. You know what I'm saying? That and ever since I could remember, we just lived across the street from each other. You know what I'm saying? But his pathway, so to speak, to neighborhood respect took him out of the neighborhood to come back to the neighborhood. So, you know, he went out to your neck of the woods. Actually, he's living in the Bronx. He moved out to Jersey to make his bones and do what he, you know, go through his rites of passage. You know what I'm saying? So when I started putting out a lot of music, you know, the guys from his neighborhood would come down to mines and be like, yo, you need to find Mel, bro. Mel got them, you know, he got them beats, that production, you know, and you know, shout out to my guy Mill. I wonder if Mill's still alive. Shout out to my guy Mill, though. Mill was the one to put us together. You know what I'm saying? I will always appreciate Mill for that, because one day Mel pulled up and he's sitting around the corner, and I jumped out of my car to run in the store. And this nigga Mill reaching in the car, taking niggas' keys and all. Like, nah, you and Mel got to get this music shit together. You know what I'm saying? So, long story short, you know what I'm saying? We locked it in the studio, and our chemistry was so good. I eventually forced him to go to school and become a certified engineer. You know what I'm saying? So from there, you know, shit started to get super real. But that night that he's talking about, that was Avenue A and 6th Street, EOW, the Pyramid Club. That was like the Pyramid Club in New York is the original like battle spot in New York. If you was anybody that rapped and you had a name, if your name didn't ring no bells in Club Pyramid, you was a nobody. Period. You was a nobody. If you still had to sign the list, you wasn't a legend. You know what I'm saying? And if you was a legend in that club, you was a legend everywhere. So a lot of people came through Club Pyramid, you know what I'm saying? From Dipset folks to just all kind of Lupe Fiasco. Like a lot of artists came through the Pyramid Club, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, it was legendary there. And the guys that was from there became the guys everywhere else. So like even today, when you watch them other battle leagues, like what's it? It's URL, and it's the other one is it's Smack, and this is a URL. RBE. Yeah, I like RBE more than I like Smack, but I do like Smack. You know what I'm saying? I like Smack more back in the days than now. I think they're kind of getting a little too professional. It's getting a little, you know, but yeah, the guys that be standing on stage around the battle, a lot of times people don't really know who those people are, but those are like the OGs from the battle community, kind of still putting that, you know, showing face, like, nah, we here, this is official, you know what I'm saying? Like making sure that the shit kind of goes in a certain direction, you know what I'm saying? So Rest in peace, Vice. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Zoo. Shout out to Pro. Shout out to Poison Pen. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Jess James and Nunn and just everybody, the whole family. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to shit. Shout out to my man Belief. Belief was the first like professional producer I had. Shout out to my man Sinclair. I don't know. These are all play. Oh, you know who used to DJ down there at Club Pyramid with us all the time? Scram Jones, I think his name is.
Oh shit.
Scram Jones used to DJ down there. I'm telling you, that shit was a if you was somebody in New York, you was somebody there. You know what I'm saying? I battled Immortal Technique in there. You know what I'm saying? Like if you was somebody in New York, well, because they went and got him, they cheated. You know what I'm saying? Like so what they had was a battle league, and you get a battle league all the way up to a championship and all that. You know what I'm saying? So they got this all-star thing, like for the guy, the champ, like Battle of the Champions type of thing, and it's teams. So nobody could they got categories. It was 5 categories that you battle in. And I was basically like the legend of the Acapulco. You know what I'm saying? Once we shut that beat off, I'm getting ready to command this room, and it's gonna be over. You might as well. So they couldn't find nobody to fuck with me on that from the club. So these niggas went and brought him back Immortal Technique. I almost fell out of that motherfucker. I was cracking the fuck. I said, yo, so this is what we doing? This is what we doing. This is already a W for me, technically. If you niggas have to go do this, then I know this is a W for me already. You know what I'm saying? But it was dope. I battled Immortal Technique up in there to a standstill. We both got the same score. But yeah, if you was somebody, you was somebody in there. And if you wasn't nobody in there, you wasn't a nobody anywhere. But
right.
All of you guys came through there. Iron Solomon and just a lot of names that people, are familiar with from other leagues. EOW, End of the Week, Club Pyramid, it all really started with them. And then they got so big that they went worldwide. So they got they started the battle league in France and Germany, and they just went crazy with it. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, I'll limit myself and just pass the mic.
Shit, nah, hey man, I was
knowledge jump on us.
Yeah.
I mean, but I got mad music history. You know what I'm saying? I was rapping on stage performing with Tupac at 13 years old. You know what I'm saying? Like I got
that shit fire.
But
hey man,
the thing is none of that has anything to do with healing a motherfucker with diabetes or cancer. So I just never bring all that shit to the internet. You know what I'm saying? Like I be watching niggas like, yeah, I used to be a gangster. I used to be a crip. I killed 75 niggas. I'm the flyest thing on earth. I'm like, okay, that's kind of that could come back to bite you in the butt, saying all those things on video. Should an accident happen in the future? You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
Oh, that was you.
To be honest, the person that I was at 10, 15, 20, and 25, that person is long gone. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so I have a bunch of yester me's. You know what I'm saying? I've be telling people I've lived a few lifetimes. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. I tell my children, like, yo, how old are you? Man, I was a grown-ass man by the time you was born. Cut that shit out. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know you think what you think, but you don't know nothing right now. Your brain ain't even developed yet. So, you know what I'm saying? But I will take heed to what you had to say, you know what I mean? Because I want you to understand your opinion based on fact is good. But here's the fact. I was a grown-ass man before you was born. So, you know what I mean? I had a whole bunch of shit happening, you know what I'm saying, before that. You know what I mean? I was punching people in the mouth for fun. You know what I'm saying? 15 years before you. Shit, I've been doing security in houses since I was 15 years old. House parties. I did the door and the security at 15 years old. And, you know what I mean? It was ready, but I was the whole house because I was like 240 pounds and mean as a rattlesnake. You know what I'm saying? But, you know what I mean? That's what it was. And so coming up, cats knew me to like, oh no, don't get him started. You know what I mean? I'm the kind of dude that I was agile. I was an athlete. I was 240, 50 pounds running through the hallways in school. You know what I'm saying? Seeing people just, and get right up to them and then turn my body, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, you didn't think I could do that. Like, watch them just get scared, shit like that in school. But I was also the mean type of dude that would, you know, kind of like, yo, give me that shit, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Because you're not going to stop me from taking it. And if you did stop me from taking it, then at least I knew who you was. You know what I mean? Like, okay, now you can come with me. Because I don't want no
trip for your garments, boy. Run your jewels.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean? I get all that. And then I kind of, let me see. All right, so my brother, I was a big Raiders fan. All right, my father Raiders fan. My older brother grew up with a Raiders fan.
Hold on, man. What was your father's last name? I'm damn near about to need to see a picture of this nigga. You might be another family. You might be another relative, nigga. Like,
right. You know what I'm saying? And what's funny is, like, people.
Hey,
I want to say this about
my father worshipped the church.
Yeah,
and black and silver.
Yo, let me tell you, man. Up until about 4
years. Look. Just win.
Just win. That's it. Look, up until about 4 or 5 years ago, there was only two colors for me: red, black, and green. That's one color, and black and silver. And I was the type of Raider fan that if you talked about the Raiders even slightly, I'll knock you the fuck out. I'll pick you up, slam you on the ground, and be like, yo, don't you ever talk about my Raiders like that. Like, that shit is my motherfucking team. But it was the attitude, you mean, that they personified. You mean, and I was a sports player, so I played football. But when I played football like I'm trying to make the Raiders. So I was trying to hurt people. I was trying to hit them as hard as I possibly could. You know what I'm saying? But it was the attitude my father, put me up. My father used to pay me when in the midgets. He would pay me $3 for every tackle, $5 for every sack, and I averaged $40 a game. You know what I'm saying? In Little League football. You know what I'm saying? But he was like,
you played?
I've played every position, but I prefer defensive guard, nose guard, or even tackle.
Big boy.
Okay, I like to hit.
I played outside linebacker and defensive end. We won in New York like 2-3 years in a row.
Right. See,
cold. My coach, he used to play for the New England Patriots. He came retired from that and came back to the hood to like raise his sister's son, which was one of my best friends, and his mom's. So even him, he was an example. You know what I'm saying? Because he got a few dollars in the NFL, but when he left the NFL, he could have suburbs, and him, but he came right back to the hood and like really made a crazy impact and like, cause Coach John was a beast.
Yeah.
He wasn't doing nothing outside of football, thinking about football, eating for football, or going upstairs. Like, and he was, he still looked like he was in the game. He'd give you 600-700 push-ups right now. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it was a different energy.
Yeah. My pop played with Art Shell in Maryland before he went to Vietnam. You know what I'm saying? So he was on his way to play, some pro ball at the time. He was as good. He was a running back. My older brother took on his running back traits. My older brother was ridiculous. He played for Pitt as well, and he should have been in the league as well. You know what I'm saying? But they didn't have the right drive. My older brother didn't have my father like I did. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time,
that's literally, this is crazy. My older brother Duke was supposed to go to the NFL, but he just wasn't not to the NFL, to the NBA, but he wasn't focused on it and messing around in school. But he was like the number one in New York prospect or top prospect. Yeah, West Fourth legend, all the street ball, like all that. But
it just didn't click, and I had to, like I said, I had the thing to click, but I didn't give a fuck about it at a certain point. You know what I mean? I was on it, but then my father also gave me before the Mayflower, and you know what I mean, and he gave me the Malcolm X book about the same time. So once I read both of those, whatever I thought I was gonna do, and I was in Philly at the time, playing for Martin Luther King. You know what I'm saying? Made the yearbook type shit only. Only got in there my 12th grade year. And that coach was trying to get me to go to Cheney, which is where my mother and father both went, and to play some football. And I was all about it. But when I read this book, when I read these two books, everything changed for me after that. Like, it was like, wait a minute. And then I started reading everything. Boom, 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 boom. Anything black, I would get it. And I would have conversations with my grandfather, who was arguably in the talented 10th type thing, you know what I'm saying? But he knew he was a punk. Like, he literally said, I'm a punk. I can't make the decisions that, I wouldn't do that. I got education and information, He said, but you got information and you got something else that'll drive you. You know what I'm saying? And so he showed me the value of $1. This is all legal tender, blah, blah, blah. He taught me that shit. Well, my father taught me, the things you learning in this football shit, bro, is going to help you really knock shit out and get things done. Do your job, teamwork. But on that gridiron, I'm banging every day. Every play, every time, hike, bang, hike, bang. I was offensive. I was one of the best offensive linemen we had, and I couldn't stand it because I wanted to play defense and fuck the quarterback up. But now I got to protect him, so it gave me a duality. You know what I mean? It showed me offense and defense. I'm good at this shit, but I love to do this shit, but I'm great at this shit. And the team needs you to do this shit. And offensive linemen don't get no glory, so I was already taught, fame, get the fuck out of my face. You know what I'm saying? We don't give a fuck about that shit. Get the job done, son. You know what I mean? That's how you do that. And so on both.
The benefit for you is that I can remind you that you got Muse Think and you got fucking folk hop. Okay?
Right.
And you learned that shit in the grindstone, on the gridiron. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Learning how to protect and how to take what's yours. You understand what I'm saying? On both sides of the line.
On both sides.
So you got Fix Our Living Kingdom, Hear a Lot of People, and you got fucking Muse Think. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
From that shit right there. So that's my motherfucking job. We're going to take this quick intermission. We live with Dr. Enqi, a.k.a. Enqi Lucas, a.k.a. Enqi Barnes, and motherfucking Son the Great at the after show. This is the greatest fucking show on earth. Send some money. Celebrate, support. We ain't got enough fucking people in here. Tell everybody we on right now.
Dynamite Black, baby.
Jim Brown, great grand, son of Sam. Next PE guy, son of Chuck D. Force hand. I'm making bread, I'm breaking bread, I'm stolen land. It's the outlaw RBG from the RDG city I ran. Black Boot division with vision like X-Clan. Trayvon, carve on, stomp on Zimmerman. No, I will not win, they just let them win again. I will not fight that feeling when I know I gain. Fighting fist over hand for my melanin nation. I slap soft off you Satan cocksucker paper chasing. I'm turning Nathan, I'm chain breaking. Foundation making, I'm stopping the raping. It's Black to the future, taken away by the way they music making. Pushing everything for liberation like they love and living on their federal reservations. Simple indication, something ain't right. I'm Jim Brown, Superman, day and night. Now give me the mic. When it's too hard to handle, the four cold to hold. It's gross. When it's rough and rugged and trill, not I love it. It's gross. When it's so full Mindandada, warrior, soldier and a rider. Sunni Yada with a Heruka Hootie fire. I be rocking rebellion attire. And it's rala, to the goal of the most higher. I'm RBG protected till I retire. Hard body black, shaka speaker sight. When it's too hard to handle and fall cold to hold, that's prosy. When it's rough and rugged and them chill, not a love it. That's prosy. When it's over the soul, it refuse to fold. Still prosy. And when it's soft and sweet, can't eat what we stomach. Jim Brown. Sound like that knuckle dragger. Deep breathing, gorilla chest beater heaving. Out them cavern, I'ma bleed them and smacking with my dialect. Just to disconnect the disrespect of that intellect. With them elements irrelevant movements. Monetary motives, don't be fucking with a fool. That's the soul, so new flow fluidness. And nothing that you show us that you ever been true to us. We know what your virtual reality could do to us. We refuse to misuse the music plus it's revoke or die now. Wanna hold them lie like two suns in the sky. What? Fuck your genocide. See, they know that we know that they control on a slide. So it's justified homicide on my ego and pride for my melanination with that gift. Dark rift, gravitation, I know to pull the swift in the gathering. All come together for the battling. Broken chain rattling. I'm rich, balanced and free from a caravan. And I'm seeing that same from Oakland to Maryland. DC to the Vatican. I'ma say Willie Lindsay battle plan. Check my DNA strand. God man, tell you who I am. Jim Brown, type of holy man. Tucson, back from the pole. When it's too hard to handle, the four cold to hold. It's gross. When it's rough and rugged and trill, not I love it. It's gross. When it's soul full of soul, it refuse to fold. It's gross. When it's soft and sweet, can't eat what we stomach. Jim Brown. Hold it. Holla black.
He really on. Yeah. Jim Brown. You know what I'm saying? I was raised on that Jim Brown shit before Jim Brown gave up. That tough shit that make a nigga get off crack shit. You know what I'm saying? That, you know what I'm saying? That
I had to lean in on that joint. That was tough.
Yeah, appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. Hey, that's an honor coming from a quality individual like yourself. You know what I mean? Plus the MC. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? And there's certain jewels in that song that a brother like yourself, I know heard. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people be like, man, I don't even understand what you said, because you don't know enough shit, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? You gotta know enough shit to hear this shit. You know what I'm saying? My music is kind of litmus test and chin checker to a nigga. Like, I'll play the shit and look at them and see what they caught and what they did. So now I know what you know. And I ain't faulting the nigga for it, but don't act like you know what what I'm talking about when I'm saying some shit. And I know you don't, but I'll show you. You know what I'm saying? But I know there's shit in there. You know what I'm saying? That is like, yeah, I wrote that just for you, God. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I gotta say this, man. Immortal
say it quick.
Immortal Technique is a hell of a battler. You know what I'm saying? I seen him in a couple battles. Niggas be saying some shit and how it's supposed to be said. Yeah, I like a beat out for that. So to end up on the equal, that is much Zulu to you on that, and it just showed me some shit. I just had to say that about that. You know what I mean? I had to give you machetes again, bro.
Man, I definitely appreciate that.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So
that was definitely I mean, I was a fan before that day.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
And they shocked the shit out of me with that one. I was like, what the fuck? What are we doing? That's like you at Rucker and niggas got LeBron getting off the bus. You're like, what are we doing? Is that what we doing right now?
Yeah. So I completely understand the feeling like, oh, I'm that nice. Oh, no doubt.
Man, I was like, okay, shit, okay. Well, shit.
I like that. I do have a story. I do have a story from the consciousness into the other aspect. You know what I'm saying?
Wait. Hold on, son. Let me show y'all this picture because my bro just sent me this picture. My guy Fit for Life. Hit the share screen one time. I just want to show y'all this because this looks wild. Okay, so 50 found somehow, 50 but 50 found a clear picture of the weapon. 50 got a clear picture of the weapon that homeboy tried to run down on Dave Chappelle with.
What the fuck? Yo. How
So now, and the crazy thing is they said that whatever the material of the gun is, this part of the actual gun part is some type of material that not only doesn't go off on a metal detector, but it protects the knife from going off on a metal detector. So like when the knife is inside the gun, because that knife goes down inside the gun, and then the gun can shoot the knife off.
What the fuck?
Yeah, it doesn't shoot bullets, it shoots knives.
Look at my question right there. The El Hajj motherfucker right down there at the bottom. Didn't I say that?
Yo.
100%. That's the whole vantage point. There's nothing like having the element of surprise and the clear line of sight. If you're going to do that, then that's what that was supposed to be. Clearly, that's not what was supposed to happen.
Wow.
Now, he just gave us the military shit and shut that shit down in 1 second.
Yep.
That you had the weapon, you was loaded, you had a clear line of sight. What happened?
And the element of surprise. That is the greatest shit in the universe. So it ain't nothing like, we just go back to the street real quick. It ain't nothing like you 2 seconds from a motherfucking chin. You about to punch through his chin and he don't even know it.
I love it.
And then by the time he see you, you in his chin. That's how he see you.
Good.
And they gotta wake him up.
That's
so, there's no way in the world.
That only
it goes from this upright in the shadows to out of the shadows is this. It's not even he got his eyes like this. His eyes ain't even, or whatever it is, eyes ain't even up. It's just running like this, head down.
Yeah, that looked like it looked like they were saying he was trying to football tackle him, but I think it was a really like a two. I thought he tripped a little bit. He botched like a two-hand takedown. It looked like a jiu-jitsu, or not necessarily jiu-jitsu. It looked like, as I looked at it again earlier, it looked like this damn, my brother in Florida, he into this shit. It's called shout out to my guy Jimmy. It's what is that shit? Crab McGrab or something?
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? It's like, it's kind of like
Israeli,
but they use weapons and it's from Israel. Okay.
Yeah.
It looks like something. It looks like that.
Yeah. They train the back
like that. Because
the get the bag, nigga, Jimmy. The get the bag, nigga, Jimmy.
No.
Oh, okay. I'm about to say that's a fly nigga. That's a fly dangerous nigga. Like to help you get the bag, nigga. Like I was like, wait a minute. Deadly ass help you get the bag or put you in the bag, nigga, at the same time, nigga.
No. He's definitely yeah. No, the Jimmy I'm talking about. Well, actually, I had a video up, and the shit went like to one of my largest videos. It was his mom. She had 2 forms of stage 4 cancer, and I got rid of it. And I got her driver's license back from the DMV because the first cancer, I think the one that was in her bones, no, the blood cancer had made her lose her eyesight, and the police and all them, they like took her license because she was legally blind when I got her. But once we got rid of both cancers, her eyesight came back. She went back to the DMV. I went back down there to Florida. She said, I got a surprise for you. She said, Enqi, I got a surprise for you. And when I got there, she was pulling up in the whip like, yeah, I got my driver's license back. I'm 20 out here. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, it was really uncomfortable for me. Like, I don't like that kind of, like, that's not, you know what I'm saying? Because her husband was a pastor. And at the time, I wasn't a doctor yet. I was minister. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
when I think about what happened, you know what I'm saying? When you have very, very highly religious people, and then you have a blind woman, and then you have a nigga walk off the street and give sight back to the blind. My nigga.
Yeah.
I literally had to stay awake for the first 48 hours I got to Florida, because there was probably like 60 people outside the house wrapped around the corner for me to do consultations with them. One person after the next, even people that could barely speak English. I had to have Jimmy and his moms and the pastor sitting there translating back and forth. Sometimes it was crazy.
Yo, I'm on live with Yeshua. Yeah, I read that story in the Bible. My mom and daddy made me had to read the Bible before I went outside to play. I read that story.
That's my mother's story. See, you still alive around because you the culmination of everybody who came before you. That's my mother's story right there. You see what I'm saying? That we done compared notes on some shit already, so you know already some shit right there. So it's literally, I would not be here if it wasn't for that. You know what I'm saying? Nor none of my siblings, all 6 of them.
And it's not that deep. It's not as difficult as people think it is. If you're not born blind and you went blind, you know what I'm saying? Chances are you can fix that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's some damage somewhere, some tissue damage somewhere.
Right.
But the longer you have tissue damage, the scarification to make that shit like cement, then that's just what it is. So you got to try to catch anything that deal with nerves or any, nerves, brain cells or whatever, any super fragile stuff, you got to catch it quick.
I'm jumping back to the children, but I want to play this track real quick.
Okay, wait. Before you jump to the children.
Yeah, let me see the book. Let me see the games.
Right.
He ready.
So here's one game.
Be brief.
We use this for homeschool. Right?
Monkey bags?
Money bags.
Money bags.
Yeah, so it's like change, basically. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's a few of them that I couldn't find, and I know I'm gonna have to yell at somebody in the morning because that's what that means. If I can't find the game, then that means something ain't right. But there's another one we use in homeschool. This is called Coder Bunnies. So by playing this game, you learn how to do basic coding. You know what I'm saying? Help them to start that process in their brain of understanding how to code on computers. And of course, they wouldn't be Dr. Enqi's children if we wasn't doing some sort of health, right?
Right.
So that game, Scabs and Guts, is basically like it's kind of like Operation in the way where the board, you kind of going through the body. But the whole idea is just you got different categories, and it's like almost like a trivia. But so one category is fat, one is protein, and one is carbohydrates, and you got to get the different categories and figure out how it interacts in different parts of the body and all this other shit. But it's slick, it's good. So you go through the game and create good conversation. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, it's too easy. The homeschool damn near finish after a few hours of games.
Right.
We do some languages. You know what I'm saying? We do some languages, some numbers.
Yeah.
Everybody should have that experience, I think, of homeschooling their children. I mean, the better experience is actually to have your own school, but homeschooling is it. I ain't gonna lie though. The year that I had my own school was probably the most fun thing that I've ever did with my children.
Wow. I'm
the principal, I'm the science teacher, and I'm the gym teacher.
Yeah. My father was my gym teacher. That's one of the things he did. And you know what I mean? Which means I had to do every exercise, you know what I mean, better than everybody else. You know what I'm saying? And so I had to do it at home as well, and then come in and do it in gym class. So I feel you. You know what I mean? Yeah.
My sensei, shout out Baba Malik. He used to come in like once or twice a week, and at lunchtime, do jujitsu with the children, and their favorite thing was watching me get my ass kicked in class. That was their favorite thing. Like when Baba Malik come to, wait, can you show us how to do that move on Baba Enqi?
Right.
I'm looking, I'm like, is that what we doing? Is that what we doing?
Yeah.
You need to see him flip me over his neck onto my back. Is that what we? I'm like, okay. Yeah, I had a couple of videos up. I remember one time, I didn't even know humans could hit other humans that hard. Because Baba Malik, you know, a lot of these old senseis, man, they play that game with you. They'll let you think they old if you want to, and then put that strength on you.
Yep.
You know, I can show you how to transfer energy. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, you can transfer energy. So I can build it up in me and create a point of attack on you and transfer the energy to that space. I was like, you need to hit me hard, right? He was like, no, transfer energy into a space. He was like, let me tell you what I mean. Boom. I swear to God. He didn't wind up. He didn't do none of the things that we associate with power. It was almost like a dead nothing hit.
Right.
And literally 40 witnesses applauding, jumping up and down, snot blowing out their nose. They couldn't believe it. Baba Enqi flew across the room about 25 feet. 25 feet. That was some other shit. That was the hardest hit I ever got. And I've been hit a lot. I've been hitting the face with baseball bats and all that. Like, that was the hit. That was the hit.
Yes, sir. I know that my father and my uncle, both black and brown belt in Kung Fu,
say less.
white green. And so let me show you this. Let me show you this. Let me show you this. So, you know what I mean? I'm getting lessons. So when I go to an actual class, I'm like, I already know this shit. My dad taught me how to rip somebody's throat out at the age of 12. And then said, don't you ever use this unless you absolutely have to. Like, what
do you think I'm getting ready to do? I'm getting ready to try this out tomorrow.
Exactly. Why would you do that to us? You know what I mean? But that's the type of thing that I know that when I teach the children, I want to give them their own personal security, which takes it to what you were saying before the question. Like, I'm not trying to sacrifice myself and show you how to sacrifice yourself. I'm trying to show you how to, you know what I mean, raise up, be secure in who you are so that you don't have to worry about all the bullshit that they're telling you makes you important. That none of that shit makes you important. And I'll live my entire life making these decisions on this being righteous. You know what I mean, as far as you can tell, you know what I'm saying? Even if the entire society says I'm incorrect and wrong about it, in the end, you're going to see I knew what I was talking about. And this is the reason why. Or you're going to side with the other side. And, you know, in the aspect of liberation and retribution, don't be on the other side. Be on this side. We've already won. So, you know what I mean? Just in the fact that I can do what 95% of other people won't do. Not that they can't. They won't do that shit. So I'm going to do the thing that they won't do because it has to be done. And it only takes 10 of us to change the entire planet at times. So I'm definitely part of that aspect. But yeah, I mean, my father told me, even when he wasn't there, and I seen the mistakes he did or the things that people would consider mistakes, that was just showing me what not to do. Or if I did it, do it differently. So I tell my children, if you don't like something I did, you know, do it better. But if you like something I did, do it better. Because you can. You have all the tools you need right now to get this. We had to go places and read things. You can press a button and it comes right on up. You can get it in an instant where it took me months to get it. So, and I don't block their vision. You know what I mean? Okay, what are you talking about? You know what I mean? You know how children like to ask questions until the parent says, "Why?" Because I said so. I never say that. I always answer the question. And my punishment now, this is not even a punishment. It's I'm going to talk to you all night long because I can talk all night long. We're going to talk about everything. Every question you got, I'll answer that shit. If I don't, we'll look it up. We'll figure it out. But, yeah, I can't even see what that says. But that's for me with the children. You know what I mean? It surpasses just my children, just the children that came through me. It's any child that comes to me. Oh, you got a question? Sometimes they call me a child whisperer because when they I'm gonna talk to them until they stop that, and then we're gonna have a different type of relationship. You know what I'm saying? Because now I'm paying attention to this child in a way that maybe other people weren't at that point in time. But they're always going to know when they see me, oh, wait, we can't do that around him. No, you can't. But what you can do is this. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, go ahead. Do that. Play. Join. But watch out. No, don't do that. And this is why. I'm going to give them the full explanation of what it is when it's happening. And then if it happens, I'm going to be like, see, that's what I was talking about. Now you know. Before you thought you knew. Now you know. You know what I'm saying?
Somehow he still thinks this is his show, that he can still keep on going and shit. Like this show don't belong to him.
He had to elaborate.
Okay. See? He understand. He understand. You understand?
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. So we're going to go back into the children conversation from child 1 to child 10. Okay?
Okay.
And both of y'all granddaddies, so we got to throw the granddaddy shit in there after we get into child 1 to child 10. But we're going to play something as a word from our sponsors right now. I was feeling some nurture versus nature, but since y'all was doing all this spoken graffiti, I'm going to fuck with that right now. I'm just on some other shit. Y'all got me off my script in the after party. So tell somebody to tell somebody. It still ain't enough people in here.
Before you play that song, let me say this. Shout out to Architect, the producer on there. A lot of people don't know because
look, he about to do it now. Because you did it, he about to do it right there.
No.
You ain't say nothing to son when he did that shit. You know what I'm saying? Don't be cutting my shit right now.
No. Because I just want people to know that we had.
You could perfectly tell them that whole shit right after the song is done. You really could do it.
Okay, you're right.
You could do it. You definitely could do it.
Out the way.
See, I be dealing with BX niggas like a BX nigga. You understand what I'm saying? So tell some people. There's not enough people right here, right now.
Tell a friend.
You'll never, ever get this again, okay? I don't even know if you're going to let me keep this up online after this. It might be down, okay? So you better get it now. Tell them to get it now, okay?
It's the light. It's the light.
And motherfucking Black Dynamite in this bitch tonight in the after show that was a show. We talking melanin. We talking fatherhood. We talking hip-hop. We talking life before consciousness. We talking granddaddyhood, all that shit right now. Okay?
Right there.
Granddaddy IU in the
Cornerstone. The architect. Yo, it's like a million rappers, a million beat makers, couple gangsters, a whole lot of fakers. Online personas they be selling. Whole bunch of clown shit they yelling like pop this pill or sip this lean. Shoot a video with guns in every single scene. It's more fuel for their ego. Doing their best impression of the Migos. No originality, copy and paste flows. Snitching on yourself on IG, case closed. Talking about Vlad got you caught up. Commentating on every situation brought up. Learn how to plead the fifth to keep it moving. Cause gangsta shit ain't got no deep conclusion. Learn how to plead the fifth and keep it moving. Cause gangsta shit ain't got no deep conclusion. On the internet you keep on thugging. Reality, in person you ain't gon' do nothing. But the reality is
This is how we know you a hater. Reality, you mad somebody getting they paper. The reality, in the booth, you be studio thugging. Reality, every song we talking about shooting something. But the reality, in person you ain't gonna do nothing. Reality, you should stop that frontin'. But the reality,
everybody can't be a killer dog.
No.
Have a record label or hustle drugs. Sold a couple bags, talk about the chew the plug. Till they hit you with that 10 and 10, that's a dub. All that dirt don't get swept under the rug. Start singing when sit in front of the judge. On the record you was with the shits, now you tellin'. He was a good kid, in his heart, he not a felon. Just got mixed with the wrong crowd.
Come on.
Too much Henny, too much loud. 5 years later, where are they now? In the cell or they underground. Learn how to plead the fifth to keep it moving. Cause gangsta shit ain't got no deep conclusion. Learn how to plead the fifth and keep it moving. Cause gangsta shit ain't got no deep conclusion.
On the internet you keep on thugging. Reality, in person you ain't gon' do nothing. But the reality, this is how we know you a hater. Reality, you mad somebody getting they paper. But the reality, in the booth you be studio thugging. Reality, every song we talking about shooting something. But the reality, in person you ain't gon' do nothing. Reality, you should stop that frontin'. But the reality,
Reality is nobody want to work. Everybody want to ask favors. Reality is beyond me. Like Ha Davis, see, I clean souls like a hot song. ENQISDETOX.com. My herbs operate water like a Morris Navy strike. See, I was already a genius, but then I grew a cord with Sapie wife. Reality is electromagnetic. Africa call it a non-cedar spider. Reality is raw milk is Farrar, and honey is the most honorable Elijah. See, reality is type 2 diabetes is the real racist. Scholars is hella phony. How they dying from heart disease, but they teaching the way into the heart ceremony. See, reality is you see with your mind, but we high. From the first sip of raw milk before knee high. But I'm a Levi, walking, talking, I King E5. See, I create my reality, so reality is whatever you want it to be. I handle my B.I., so handle your B.I. We spell hieroglyphs, GRAFFITI.
That shit is super tough. That shit is super tough, man. And yo, oh man, you banged him in the face with the street shit, and then you
stop.
Oh my god!
I promised him after he got done, he could do what he got to do.
All right,
you do what you got to do, and then son, you can do what you got to do.
I just want to get out, man. Don't do it. I got 2 songs on here that was almost like they was gifts, basically. They wasn't supposed to be mine. You know what I'm saying? There's the song Me and You. Shout out to Silent Riot Dell. That was his song. But then when he let me jump on there, it came out so crazy. He was like, man, go ahead and do what you're going to do with that joint.
Mm-hmm.
And then shout out to Architect, the song we just played. He probably has the most extensive resume of all the producers that I used on the album. He worked with Jodeci, Timbaland, 50, Fat, like his shit, Timbaland, Missy, like his resume is out the roof. You know what I'm saying? So, but that's him. He made the beat, and that's him rapping. You know what I'm saying? That was the first song that we did rap space when we did that song. But he liked that spoken word so much. He was like, yo, I'm sending you another beat and you're recording on it. I don't care. Right. Just record on it and send it back.
Right.
And I did Faith and Love, and he got in touch with some other music niggas, and before long, he was like, yo, you got to do an album. And we had the campaign set. I spent like bread getting it into radio circulation. So we had the I forgot what they call them, the main level, the top level radios, the number one stations playing it in Chicago. And we had some traction, but then COVID hit. Oh. And that was it. Because you know how you do with an album, or old school anyway. You put the bread up so your joint could spin in that city. You get some rotation. people start liking it. Now you get your money back that you put up to spend by going to that city to do some shows off your momentum. Lost the bread, you know what I'm saying? Because COVID hit, all the shows. I had 3 cities, like 6 shows lined up. And yeah, it was a wrap. COVID killed my little.
That was the Melanin Mansion that caught the flood. They had the real Inspector Enqi album on that bitch. You know what I'm saying?
Man, yeah. But it was meant to happen that way though. Everything was meant to happen that way, so it turned out good.
Son, go ahead, son. I know you had some shit.
Nah, I didn't. I was...
make sure. You did. And you still got it because it's coming back right now. It's like it's written all over your face. Okay.
No, I'm just saying because I like to break down rhymes. I like to break down the song, and you mean in a different way, and hear how you mean what it does, where it can affect, and really listen to what they're saying. Like a lot of cats, even with a Jay-Z thing, they be talking, oh, Jay-Z. I'd be like, then you don't really hear what the fuck this nigga's saying. He's saying some other shit. I know. You know what I'm saying? He got some double, triple entendres in there that you got to pay attention to really appreciate what it is that he's saying. And if you don't, then he's laughing at you all the way to the fucking bank anyhow. So he got that. So, you know what I mean? And what you were saying at the end of the joint, you know what I'm saying? The Anasi joint. Oh my God. I was just watching one of your tapes and I was like, oh, like you be doing this shit. I hear it and it sounds so simple to me, but I'm mad because I didn't see it before that. You know what I'm saying? It's like right there. Like, yo, he said it. It's right. Oh, all that shit is right there. It's like, this nigga, oh, he right. It's, you know what I mean? The eye, all that shit. So when you started talking about the Nazi, and when you said it in the one lecture about the that I was watching, I was like, this is why I fuck with Spider-Man. I fuck with Spider-Man. I fuck with Conan. Yeah, I fuck with Wolverine. Those are, you know what I'm saying, before any Black Panther shit for me, it was them. You know what I mean? And I couldn't understand.
A lot of slick mythological African lore seeps into pop culture through the Jewish influence on Hollywood and pop culture. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
A lot of these superheroes come from them.
And that's the type of shit my pop was always pointing out. He was like, that's us. This is us. Look at these motherfuckers. He wouldn't say motherfuckers, but basically he would be like, look at these over here stealing all shit. That's us. That's us.
Superman was created as a response to the Holocaust, and that's why, you know, he's solar powered. You know what I'm saying? He get his energy from the sun and blah, 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 blah. Like
my pop said that could have been nothing but a black man. What are they talking about? The sun kills white people. What are they talking about? Like I'm 3, 4. He's telling me this thing. You know what I'm saying? So all my life, I was like, yeah, that's some bullshit. Whatever. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. But when I hear that,
and think about it, his main weapon was heat.
Mm-hmm.
The guys he was fighting against, their main weapon was coldness. You know what I'm saying? Like they blow the coal out their mouth. So I don't know.
Out his eyes. Heat, radiation, out his eyes. Come on. You know what I'm saying? These niggas be telling
about them my niggas that got locked up over there. They had the nigga, he didn't even need to talk. He was the muscle. You know what I'm saying? He didn't even need to talk. Those was my niggas right there. He was like, oh my God. He said, no, Zod. I was like, I gotta run this shit.
Yeah.
And he wanted to smoke. You understand what
all the smoke.
All the smoke. Yeah.
Like
he said, he's like, oh, you care about these motherfuckers? Okay.
Yeah.
Got you.
Okay. Yeah.
Got you. We don't need no green rock. We got these people.
We got people. You know what I mean?
Don't let me get started on that Superman shit, because y'all might change y'all vote.
These little humans.
Right.
They just flinging them. They just picking them up with 2 fingers, flinging.
Yep. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? What you call Brother Jay say? You mean I'm just plucking silly mortals. You know what I'm saying? So you add that shit with that shit, you know what I'm saying, with this hip hop shit. Man, I've been immortal the entire time. I get it. I don't die. I don't even age like that. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers be like, how old are you, man? I'm 29 till I'm 50, then I'll be 30 till I'm 100. I don't know what the fuck you niggas is talking about. You know what I'm saying? It's what I say, not what the fuck you gonna tell me or what, you know what I mean? And I'm gonna eat the shit. I'm gonna think the shit. I'm gonna act the way that I would. I don't feel no different from 21. I'm being nice about the shit. You know what I'm saying? Just by saying I'm 30.
Age is getting ready to change.
Yeah.
What I mean is aging is getting ready to change. Like people is gonna stop counting cycles around the sun as age, and it's gonna be more about your Horvath clock, which is like how much wear and tear you got on your DNA. Because you got 20-year-old people that have biologically aged to 50, 60 years old.
Right.
So although they got 20 years around the sun, they almost getting ready to check the fuck up out of here because they done already lived too much living. So they done aged super fast. On the flip side, you got 60-year-olds that have taken care of themselves amazingly well. They're biologically 25, 30 years old still. So the biological age and quality of your cells and genetic material is getting ready to actually become the primary way we judge this. You know, like all of this is slipping into, you know, you got the North American man boy lover movement. You got the
yeah. Wait, can you say that again one more time, please? I want to hear it like that again.
Hell no.
The name. But I'm just saying, you got a bunch of groups that are trying to
tenderloins
remove the parameters of you know, age in regard to sex. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
TV movies have already done it earlier with what you got, the sugar daddy and the cougar. So we already did that above in the legal space, 21 and over, we got the cougar and the sugar daddy. So we already made it okay for 60-year-olds to be with 20-year-olds, and that's a 40-year difference. So now it's, well, why is it okay for a 40-year-old difference over here, but it's not okay for maybe a 5 or 10-year difference over here? And I think, you know, California might have been the first state to try to ease back some of them laws and whoop. So, you know, we're going to get to a space where it's going to be more about mental and physical, actual aging and maturity than it is what's on paper.
Right.
So, you know, I don't know if that's going to lead to more pure fuckery or is this that's going to put us in a better space. But I do know that I am in favor of rewriting laws, educational systems, and just all the way around. Not necessarily chaos theory of throwing everything old out, but I do think there's a big problem with the fact that the way we run our lives, whether we're dealing with education, religion, law, etc., constitutions or whatever, like all of these things are written by people that are dead and dead a long time ago. So how can you create stuff to govern our existence when you have no idea what our world is like? You know what I'm saying? Some of this stuff that we living by, like the guys that wrote these laws and stuff like that, the TV wasn't even invented yet. Like,
right.
Like we in a whole, like, this is really like an alternate universe from the time period of when some of this stuff was put into motion. That's not even going back to the arguments of how old the Quran or the Bible and it is. Like, this is a new universe. We need to be more focused on, you know, chronicling our existence now. And folks better start figuring out where they want to be when they tell their story. You know, I keep asking folks, you're going to be on the right side of history with this thing. Because, you know, there's always going to be a space where, you know, if you have children, they're going to ask you, like when you're sitting down with them and you talking, and I know because I did it, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, Dad, where was you at when Malcolm X was popping? Like, was you permed out or you was over there in line? Like, what you was doing?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you want to be with them people. You know what I'm saying? And my dad wasn't in line or looking goofy. He was in that other group of people. Like when you said Bumpy and all of them had Malcolm back, like he was with that group of people. You know what I'm saying? But shit is all nuts, man. What are we gonna do?
Shit. You mean make that order out of that chaos, man. I like that shit. You know what I'm saying? That shit don't look like nothing but fun to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, okay, I see what y'all doing. I see what you planning. My pops told me about that shit. You know what I'm saying? He was telling me about the shit Francis Cress Welsing was talking about. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't never read Francis Cress Welsing ISIS papers. But he seen it and he knew it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And he was like, yo, we not having that. You know what I mean? I said it before on the show. He wouldn't even let me listen to Queen, Village People. You know what I mean? He barely let Prince go. You know what I'm saying? If Prince wouldn't have been with them fine ass women, he would have been like, hell no. Nah. You know what I mean? There's no Luther.
What you think about Cam Newton?
I don't even know.
With the bad bitches and all that, with the comments that because now Cam Newton is under fire because, you know.
I kind of heard it, but I didn't hear it. But I don't like.
Hold on. Let's tap. This is a good part of this conversation. We talk about family and parenthood, and this is kind of like right in that space. This is definitely in that space. Hold on, let me find this.
He's using his guest privilege right now. He's using his guest.
It's all great.
You know what I'm saying?
While he's looking that up,
it's about to run out.
So I'm not one of these dudes to be like, bro, I'm gutter, I'm this, I'm that. Man, I had a perfect example of what a man was in my life by my father. My parents have been together for 36, 37 years now, and it's a beautiful thing. I grew up in a 3-parent household, my mom, my father, and my grandmother. And I knew what a woman was, not a bad bitch.
Okay, what's the difference?
A woman.
Okay.
A bad bitch is a person who's just, you know, girl, I'm a bad bitch. You know, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. I look the part, but I don't act the part.
Okay.
You know, and it's a lot of women who are bad bitches. So I'm not one of these dudes to be like, bro, I'm gut.
I had to bring it back because he fucked me up with the hand movement.
I'm this, I'm that. Man, I had a perfect example of what a man was in my life by my father. My parents have been together for 36, 37 years now, and it's a beautiful thing. I grew up in a 3-parent household, my mom, my father, and my grandmother. And I knew what a woman was, not a bad bitch.
Okay, what's the difference?
A woman.
Okay.
A bad bitch is a person who's just, you know, girl, I'm a bad bitch. You know, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. I look the part, I don't act the part.
Okay.
You know, and there's a lot of women who are bad bitches. And I say bitches in a way, not to degrade a woman, but just to go off the aesthetic of what they deem is a boss chick. Now, a woman for me is handling your own, but knowing how to cater to a man's needs, right? And I think a lot of times when you get that aesthetic of like, I'm a boss bitch, like I'm a this, I'm a that, no, baby, like, but you can't cook.
Okay.
You don't know when to be quiet. You don't know how to allow a man to lead.
Now, a lot of women, now the kickback of that is be quiet. I'm gonna be quiet for the man and handle his business. You know, that's what they say. Oh, I'm gonna be vulnerable. I'm gonna be submissive to a man and handle his business. That's what they're gonna say. So what is your?
But it's ways to do it. And I'm not just about to sit up here and beat up my queen.
No, I ain't saying like that yet.
But I'm also gonna also tell the men to start being men, bro.
Absolutely.
Like, that sucker shit should not be rewarded.
And what sucker shit? So,
you know, when a person carries himself social media wise, and it's a fraud in real life.
Okay.
You know, it's more to every person that got money, or every person who's rich isn't a real one.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I think that gets kind of misconstrued in this society now because a lot of people have money, but they're not genuine people, you know. And I pride myself. Everybody who knows me knows, like, bro, Cam's a solid dude. He keeps his circle extremely small. I'm not afraid to be by myself. Quick example.
Yeah. All right. So like right off the bat, you know what I'm saying? When I heard it, I was like, okay, I get it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not really necessarily into the submissive woman type thing. I need my woman to be able to punch somebody in the mouth right alongside of me. You know what I'm saying? Because I've been around too many dudes who didn't, and I was left alone, but she stuck with me. So my goddess, I know she from Newark. You know what I'm saying? She gonna punch you, cut you, something gonna happen to you. You fuck with me. You know what I'm saying? You know, on some shit. So you know what I mean? That's why I don't even fuck around. Like I even tell chicks, like, you don't even talk to me. She gonna kill you and shoot me. I'm not finna get shot. So have a good day. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I mean, what he was saying in the joint, there's power in that submissive shit. You know what I'm saying? There's a way to handle your business, have your own shit, and then still be, you know what I mean, in line in a kind of an order. But like you said, and he ended up with like what you would call it's a man's world, but it ain't shit without a woman. He said, but be a man. You know what I'm saying? You're not being men. I always say, like, there's a difference. There's males, there's boys, you know what I'm saying? There's gentlemen, whatever. I'm with Fela on that, gentleman. I ain't me no gentleman. Fuck that. You know what I'm saying? And then there's men. You know what I'm saying? And in the same aspect, there's females, there's girls, there's ladies. I don't want none of that shit neither. And then there's women. A lady, you got to pull out the chair. You got to do shit for her. You know what I'm saying? Where a woman, you know what I'm saying, you don't mind doing things for her because you know she's built to do. The woman is the mitochondria. You know what I'm saying? So the woman holds the mitochondria. The lady rejects the fact that she has the mitochondria and says, well, you got the mitochondria too, so you do my job for me because I deserve it, but you ain't in no service for the shit. And so the same thing flips around for dudes. You got a whole lot of males out here who are still boys, but don't even want to be boys. They want to be the mitochondria. You know what I'm saying? Because the bad chick is getting everything right now, but they just supporting the machine. You know what I'm saying? That's gonna crack and crumble in a minute. It's over. The machine know it's over. You know what I'm saying? Everything always turns forward into how it's supposed to be. And anyhow, I'm rocking with the cosmos and the universe. They done already set it in stone, basically in the stars, what's gonna happen. So, all right, niggas, you can not listen or you can listen. You can do what you're supposed to, such and such. So that leads into how these children are acting right now. They have a choice to make, and they have a great ability, and they have all the things in front of them to make that choice. You know what I'm saying? But again, where are we showing them what happens on both sides of this shit? You know what I'm saying? So they know, and showing them manhood as in taking the responsibility, and showing them womanhood as in taking accountability. We have a responsibility to them. Women have to be accountable to this shit. And men and women are not doing that shit right now. So we in a whole fucking world run by underdeveloped mind, underdeveloped brain, or I should say mind, because the brain is developed, boys and girls who are not.
Wait. You had it right. It's undeveloped brains. Most people, 70% of Americans have underdeveloped brains.
Right. And so
was that Medea? Was that Medea?
She might.
Was that Medea on the screen? Who was that?
Where? What you mean? Who was just talking?
We just listened to that was on $1 Million Worth of Games.
That was Cam Newton, man.
It was Cam Newton, man.
That was Medea.
You know who that shit was. You saying?
No. We're not about to do it again because there was already too much gingery shit going on. You don't tell men to be men looking like Medea.
Right.
You don't get away with that shit. We already got the shit with TP. We got to deal with that shit with TP. His mannerisms
was
very gingery, and he said he grew up in the house. He the father and the mother and the grandmother, he was very gingery with his mannerisms. You understand what I'm saying? Like,
oh, he was imitating the women.
No nigga on the planet. No nigga on the planet is supposed to know how to do that the way he did that on cue, like on command, without no gingery shit going the fuck on. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, he did that shit too
and
good.
The way he was looking and the way he was shifting in his chair while he was talking. I don't want to hear that shit from you. You don't get to speak for me. You understand? I don't care what solid Medea looking ass shit you got going on. That's not too solid. That's very jelly like. You understand what I'm saying? Like you're weird. That's very weird. Very gingery. I'm not fucking with that. You understand? I don't care what he said. Medea sound great too in the movies and shit. You see what I'm saying? We know that that's a grown ass man that has to put on a dress to address knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. He couldn't just do it as himself. I don't want to hear that gingery ass shit. He was very gingery. So fuck that. Fuck that, Medea Newton. When Cam come back, he could wear Newton. He's Medea right now. That was very gingery. Man. Fuck out of here.
He said he can't have the Newton name.
And then on top of the shit, on top of it, that's not black women. That's not black women. So the mannerisms and all that other shit, that's not black women. That's white dudes making fun of how they think black women are supposed to project themselves in the entertainment industry. And this now becomes the way you're supposed to speak. Those gingery motherfuckers, when they want to imitate blackness, this is how they reduce black women. I'm not having that shit. My mother ain't talk like that. My mother ain't do all none of that old weirdo ass shit. No sisters I know did none of that shit. You understand?
But that's what he's saying.
No, look.
But that's what he's saying.
Look. What I'm saying to you is that don't exist.
What you saying is you not fucking with the hand and that.
No. What I'm saying to you is that's not black women at all. There's no bad bitch. There's no like if black women are imitating that thing, they're doing it very poorly. You understand what I'm saying? So that's not a status. That's not something that could be ascribed to black women at all. It's not black in origin. It's not how black people respond. This is somebody watching something and imitating something very badly that existed in the mind of Norman Lear and the rest of those bastards who put that shit on television and it go down from generation to generation. There was no black women with that. You see what I'm saying? This doesn't exist. This shit is not real. So you can't put somebody in a category that don't exist. That's not a black category. You see what I'm saying? So Chris Rock said there's black people and there's niggas. No, there's not. There's black people. You're a black person. You understand what I'm saying? There's not black people are not niggas. So you can't put black people in a category that exists. No matter how you try to spice it up and make that shit sound right. Put something relatable over here. Put something unrelatable over here. I'm not having that shit from some motherfucker that look like Medea thinking he about to make that shit. That's trick knowledge. I don't fuck with trick knowledge. So excuse me. That was my soapbox moment right there.
That was your guest privilege for the night.
Yes, right. I'm on some guest shit. So we got to do a part 2. I done had Dr. Enqi online for about 6 hours. he got the children because he's doing it by himself. You understand what I'm saying? I got to get him to come back on again. Well, it's not my show where he can actually talk to son and y'all could get some shit done productive. So y'all make sure y'all tune back in because he's the only guest that came on this platform twice.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying? So now he's going to be the only guest that came on the platform 3 times. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, this is a prelude for what's happening, and this won't happen in part 3. So no more gingery ass remarks from ginger ass niggas. Okay, that shit's done. That shit's dead.
We don't let the tenderloins talk around here.
Unfortunately, we in a world where gingery looking niggas are saying the real shit and real niggas is fake as fucking $2 to $3 bills. Like, this shit is nuts.
All right.
Yeah.
So take the time that you need to convey the message that you need, because we want to end it on a high vibrational note with you, because I'm about to harass son for about 20 more minutes. He ain't about to go nowhere. So I'm gonna harass him because you got all eyes on Enqi right there.
Everybody should try to. Everybody does that, but that shit fucks me up. You know what I'm saying? That shit is like walking up to a comedian, like, yo, you that comedian, right? Yo, say some funny shit. Yo, be funny right now. Yo, hold on. He about to make us laugh. He's like, nigga, go ahead. Go on, do that shit you do. Break it down. Eat healthy, nigga. Love your family. I don't know.
Yeah, that's the best. That's the best shit right there. You know what I mean? Eat healthy and love your family. That's the best shit.
Try to imagine for because some things words can't really convey. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you don't come from a space where your life is at risk, you may not appreciate it that much. So there could be things that we'll say that you won't even be able to catch you. You know what I'm saying? I think one of the things that contributes to the father I am today, which wasn't the father I was with my first child. You know, I learned as I went along, but you know, when my heart stopped and, you know, I checked out for a few seconds on that table, when I came back, like, just the way I viewed life in every way was different. You know what I'm saying? So I know in a different way than most people will ever know that it's just like $1 million worth of gas, and it's just like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you could be walking down your hallway and your sock come off and trip you and you fall, and in a funny way somehow your neck broke. Like, it could just be so simple, quick, and easy, and you in your house for 4-5 weeks before anybody noticed the smell crazy. Like, you know, you here, you gotta do, you know, you gotta live it. You gotta know, you gotta live, you know, you gotta live every day and try to, you know, keep the important stuff important. You know, a lot of niggas, they just chasing, whether you chasing a high, you chasing a penis, you chasing some pussy, you chasing a few dollars. Like, none of that is fulfilling. They all create appetites. You know, that's the thing about the so for me, my theory is that when our ancestors talked about the serpent, right? My theory about that is that the serpent is your lower nature, and that your lower nature is actually your mitochondria. Your mitochondria actually is a large part of that lower nature, because they control addiction and all your bad habits in your brain. So yeah, alcoholic has a completely different type of mitochondria behavior than a regular person when they both have the same drink. You know what I'm saying? Or if two guys or two people watch porn, the one that's porn addicted, his brain gonna respond different than the next guy. Even though they both gonna get excited if they're watching something they like, one guy is gonna have to. It's just another level with the shit. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, don't spend, you know, your time like, you know, TLC. Don't chase waterfalls. You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit is a pet peeve of mine, listening to niggas talk about aliens and all kinds of other goofy shit, and you don't never see them with their kids. Or, you know what I'm saying? Like, niggas ain't speak to their mom or their pops in 6 months. Like, nigga, get your ass out of here. If you don't communicate with your mom or your children, how you thinking about aliens? Nigga, aliens ain't gonna fuck with you. You a slime ball. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, we got to worry about the shit we got going on that's real shit, and try to help everybody remove this blinder that money in and of itself is what makes us successful. And it fucks me up, because smart people make this mistake. Like, people that I respect highly, they have this cognitive dissonance. On one hand, they tell you that they know that money is fiat, money doesn't have a value. Right out of the other side of their face, they would tell you, yeah, because I got mine. Niggas is broke. They ain't even got no money. And how these niggas supposed to move? They ain't got no money. And that ain't real money. It's real money. And like, wait a minute. You just told me money ain't have a value. Now you're establishing your value by money. If money has no value and you collected a lot of no value, and because you got a whole lot of no value, you think that makes you have a value? You're confused.
Yes. Yes.
Value is your relationships and your memories. That is all there is here. Relationships and memories. You know what I'm saying? Everything else is to facilitate those two things. Relationships, memories.
Yeah.
Period.
Present and past to create that future. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah. Before you leave, man, today I had I did a reel. My goddess and my daughter have been telling me, you got to do these reels. You could be saying some things. So every day right now I'm doing a reel. So I did a reel today, and I said you got 5 choices. It goes $1 million, fame, health, love, health, and oxygen. All right, you can only pick 3. All right, which one are you going to pick? Because you need these. Now, how important are the other 2? I already know what the answer is.
Wait. Let's do that one more time. Start from the top. What's my 3 choices? What's my 5 choices?
Yeah, you got to pick 3 out of these 5. $1 million, fame, love, health, good health, and oxygen.
Oh, it's over.
Right. So, you mean...
Actually, you know what? In today's world, it's not fucking over, because there's going to be some niggas that's going to choose that $1 million or fame. They're going to get one of those 2, because they're going to say to themselves, with the $1 million, I can get some fame, or if I'm famous, I can get the $1 million. So I got to start with one of those. Then
throw love out.
I got to get oxygen.
Yeah.
And all the rest of that shit's optional. Fuck all that shit. They got just need me some money and some oxygen. I'm rolling.
Yeah. And so that should let you know where your character lies. Who are you? You know what I'm saying? Because what good is that motherfucking money and that fame if you don't have some love for yourself, first of all, and then love for other people? So it should be obvious that money, if you can only pick 3, you're going to pick oxygen, good health, and love. You know what I'm saying? Because with all that shit, you don't really need anything else, but you can get everything else. You know what I'm saying? But if you got the other 2 and you only got oxygen, you ain't gonna have that shit for that long, and you're not gonna enjoy yourself when you're doing it. You know what I'm saying? So that goes into what you were saying. You know what I mean? And it's funny that you just said that right now, and I posted that shit up today. You know what I'm saying? So that's just how the ancestors speak, and I hear it. I hope y'all heard it too. You know what I'm saying? And as long as you did, you're gonna grow from it. Man, it's always a pleasure to have you on my show, even though it wasn't my show today.
Right. Man, so wait. I got one more question. The leaked audio of Whack 100 saying that they got the videotapes on Nipsey and all that. What you got?
Yeah, I think Whack is the agent, first of all. You know what I'm saying?
Wow, okay.
Right off the bat. I mean, because he's allowed
Ginger Saga continues.
He's allowed to do certain shit, and he does it. And, you know what I'm saying? And then he gets away with a lot of fucking shit. You know what I'm saying? And so I just think that, he's one of them cats who they put in there just like they put the CIA agent who's selling all the fucking drugs. You know what I'm saying? On purpose. And that's why this nigga Game can do what he do. But you know what I mean? It was an aspect where Jimmy Henchman was managing this nigga and doing shit. You know what I'm saying? While this nigga was in the background, then he stepped up. You know what I'm saying? And so that's the MO of these niggas is that's the type of nigga they would go get and do. This is the type of nigga that brings crack in. He brings the heroin into the neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? And then talking about he feed his family, blah, blah, blah. This nigga, he feel like he untouchable. And that's why he talking to Tekashi, because that nigga agent. whether he knew it or not. You know what I'm saying? But that nigga's an agent. There's
But
no
how do
way.
you feel about Hassan exposing the video? I mean, the audio and all that.
I mean, I don't really have a thought on that because I don't really fuck with Hassan like that. You know what I'm saying? Not in a good way, bad way.
We was talking fatherhood. We was talking melanin. We was talking hip hop. We was talking life before consciousness. And now we in the fucking ginger factory. I'm not fucking with you right now.
Hey, man, I want to tell you this. Normally, I don't even talk. About what everybody's talking.
I'm not. Look, sir.
So I'm only answering the question because
my brother, the trickster, know what he's doing right now.
Yeah,
okay?
I know.
So we not gingering right now.
Look in the building. Right. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gentrifying the ginger conversation. Fuck that. Fuck all that gingery Skittles.
It's been a great night, gentlemen.
I'm a scholar more than a gentleman. Shit.
Yeah,
I read too much.
Yeah, we tackled all that shit. You know what I'm saying earlier, but I had to bring. I got to make sure at least we get Son on record with with the shit we talking about. So I had to see what he thought about Cam Newton, Whack. Let me see if we missed anything from our joint earlier.
Hey, I think Dave Chappelle. I think the shit that happened to Dave Chappelle, right, is just I like to see that shit. I like to see that shit because
more ginger shit.
But let me tell you why. Because niggas need to watch what they say. That's what I'm saying.
Ginger
they
snap.
Need to watch what they say.
Yeah, there we go. Sankofa John. Ginger snap facts. Let's go. We out of the ginger snap. Yeah.
Hey, shout out to Enqi. Enqi Oswald is on. He came on. You know what I mean, salute to you. And we're gonna get you back on here, man. I just found my glasses, so I'm back. I'm forward to reading the finishing that book, man. You ain't got it, America. Man, you got to get America. It's a banger, bro, for real. And there's a couple of bookstores that need to be in down here, so I'm gonna holler at you on that too.
Wow. Eid Mubarak to Enqi Oswald. Now we in the after show.
Words, living letters, heed my scriptures, see my testament. I heard, so knowledge, wisdom first I represent. I serve the blurred with vision, giving betterment. No urge to splurge, I got nerve, I'm self-evident. Self-evident. No urge to splurge, I got nerve, self-evident. Self-evident. No urge to splurge, I got nerve, self-evident. Son of Chuck and Nina, born clock cleaner, 7-level seer, dirty devil beater, protector of the people like African facial features. And my soul sees the reap peeps deeper. I said fuck the conference in Geneva. Them injustice sit tight-lipped while America mistreat you. Them colonizers ain't said shit, so I'ma grab my wisdom, stick my pistol, whip and whip them idle creatures. Them hiding on Jekyll Island, smiling till we come wildin' out the speakers. Hood robbing, reserve spoken heard, birth by righteous receivers. Smoking herb might disturb them Paul Johns or Peters. Them fake feds facetious, and I ain't praying to a white Jesus. Cannot deceive us, we are not blind believers. I follow the viewer of a black heart Yahshua. I'm the deacon, speaking with the cure. So go and jada shaka sativa law.
All these truths to be self-evident.
Once you lose track of your heritage, you lose track of your divinity in this world.
I serve the blurred with vision, giving betterment. No urge to splurge, I got nerve, I'm self-evident. Self-evident. No urge to splurge, I got nerve, self-evident. I serve the blurred with vision, giving betterment. No urge to splurge, I got nerve, I'm self-evident. Self-evident. No urge to splurge, I got nerve, self-evident.
Listen, dedicated beams from afar, G.O.D. Gumar, Dubar, stolen from a land of Atar, the Avatar, the King, the Ra, the Queen, the Jar, the body of Allah, the Jacob, Yab, Santiwa, Moors of Spain, shackle and chain, and whipped and hang, and murdered the brain, golden diamond shop at the arm, the art of war from niggas to guards, the ice and papers, love you all, green of war, the sun on the star, possess the guards, the drinks and bars, the guns, the ooze, the halls and all, to keep us in the American scene, nightmare help to them to dream, serve the fiend, chop the green, murder our team, bury our team, from the homes, getting rich, from the stool tone, get it, this, the elder scared, and I'm prepared. head, none to wear the danger's here. Time is now to clean the house, to clean the crib, sweep it out. I'm talking about it, the righteous route, for no doubt, so there will be no doubt. Teach the youth, cause they need our help. Too many slain, the pain is felt. And we shall overrun the devil, the hash, the mind, the level, the rebel, cause we are the one we're waiting for. Noble the Christ, whatever we are.
Living that, see my scriptures, see my testament. I heard the herd, so knowledge, wisdom, first I represent. I serve the bird with vision, giving betterment. No urge to splurge, I got nerve, I'm self-evident. Self-evident, self-evident. No urge to splurge, I got nerve, self-evident. Self-evident, self-evident. No urge to splurge, I got nerve, self-evident.
Proper leadership, proper inspiration, properly equipped. The black man is the greatest human fighting machine God ever created. If indeed God created it. I think the gods of Africa created it.
Man, self-evident right there. I think the gods of Africa created. Shout out to Dr. John Henry Clark. Yeah. Yeah, man. Hey, man. Oh, man.
You gotta have order in the court sometimes.
You gotta have order. I feel you.
Yeah, man. There's too much conversation of a gingery fashion. We don't fuck around with that shit. We don't fuck around with the tenderloins and none of that shit. We don't fuck around with none of that shit. Or anybody who support that shit, or any motherfucking body who running around in a situation where their wife ain't black. I don't give a fuck what happens to them. I don't give a fuck what happens to them. So
I felt funny about even answering the question. I ain't even going front, man.
God, they let Dr. Betty Shabazz sit on the front row, pregnant with twins, and her 4 daughters.
To see that shit.
Knowing that they was going to go in there and kill Malcolm that day.
Right.
And they let the motherfuckers get away. So when I see shit like that, I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. You understand what I'm saying? If he would have killed that bastard on the stage, oh fucking well. I don't give a fuck. You understand what I'm saying to you? I don't give a fuck. How could you not be outraged on what's happening with your people every day, and then some shit like this almost happened, and you like this is news?
It takes your attention, y'all.
This is news. This is topic conversation. Everybody everywhere discussing that shit. Fuck him. Do he give a fuck about you? No. He come from a 2-parent household. He had the greatest black mother in the world, and he ain't love his mother enough to marry no black woman. Fuck your life. Fuck out of here. And then show this Medea looking ass motherfucker on there with all of them gingery ass goddamn mannerisms and shit, talking about black men need to be black men and doing all of that shit. Like, what is that? Where did we get that from? We know exactly where that shit comes from. So why would you be a man who's supposed to be standing on free reign that come from black women and project that, support that? What is that? You don't want to help the sister out of the depths of despair that she. You want to use that as a talking point to say that this is unlike. What did your enemy do to your women? What did your enemy do to your men? What did your enemy do to your children? Why are we not having them conversations?
Right now. What are they doing?
Right now.
That's why we don't talk about that shit on this.
God, why we not celebrating? That's what I was saying earlier on the joint. We got, black men that got black families that's raising black children. Why ain't that the topic of conversation? Why ain't that news? Almost 30 children between 3 black men.
Yeah.
And we talking about the ginger section. The would-be's and the should have never been. Fuck out of here. No way in hell. No way. Nah. So that conversation ain't enough. Like I was saying earlier on the other joint, like the only time black men conversation is had is some degeneracy or toxicity.
Right. I'm gonna add, most of the fathers that I know, black fathers that I know, love and want to be with their children, and they will do shit to be with their children and give their children. Like, I don't really know that deadbeat motherfucker, like on some real shit. Like, even if my children misunderstand what it is that I do, it ain't no deadbeat shit. You call me, what's good. You know what I mean? Right. And even after the age of 18, 19, 20, you know what I'm saying? Type shit, like whatever.
And that was manufactured too.
Yeah.
That's manufactured too. Who was the welfare queen? But who did they show us?
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Like, right. Who was welfare designed for? But who did they show us?
I mean, when you look at them numbers,
right,
you mean that shit is all mostly white.
This satire, this disrespect of the black family, this misrepresentation of the black family started on TV, started in them old movies. It was contrary to black life. So indiscriminate to what situation we found ourselves in this experiment called America, we still have family. Now they're showing you what this blended family situation looked like. It went from a situation of military occupation and psychological warfare that you were not allowed to keep your children.
400 years of that shit.
Right. So your family was whoever they said your family was. Whoever showed up to your doorstep. So you didn't even have a choice. So, you look at, where is it, China? They got the one-child rule shit.
Yeah.
We had a no-child rule. And your family was still together. Your family's still together in China. Your family ain't fucking together in America. You don't know where your family come from. You don't even know who's in your fucking family.
Facts. What he just asked tonight. Who your dad? What's your dad last name? Hold up. We may be related.
See what I'm saying?
Right.
So look at that whole situation right there. Look at that whole situation, and we ain't talking about that. In the court of law, when a question out of line, they object, either the prosecution or the defense. They object to the question that's asked or the line of questioning that's asked, and it goes to relevance. Like, how is this relevant in this case? You know what I mean? Like, so, man.
Nah, everything is 145% correct. You know what I'm saying? Is right there.
I love the show though. I love the show. The show was amazing. You see what I'm saying? And to have y'all together and to share y'all commonalities. Y'all got way more commonalities than what was discussed, but just coming together and comparing notes.
Right. You only, would you ask 2 questions?
Right. I had 10.
Oh man, and we didn't get to the show. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because I wanted to hear that too. You know what I'm saying? That because it made me think like, oh yeah, I had to go right forward to boom, 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 boom. You know what I mean? And the different effects. I think what this happened. My uncle was telling me and my other 2 brothers what my father's life was like when we were being conceived and born. And he was saying it because we all represented that portion of his life at that, at that time right then. And he could see it like, oh shit. You know what I mean? He was just like this, he was like this, and he was like this. You know what I'm saying? And then so I had something to look forward to as my children grew, and I could see it. You know what I mean? Okay, you took this portion of me, you took this portion of me, it's not just me alone. So their mother was involved. So if their mother had this portion of me, this is what it would be like. You know what I'm saying? If they blah, blah, blah. And so I'm watching it happen. And as they get older, like my oldest daughter and my firstborn son, they have a different understanding, but they've had a little bit more life experience outside of what they think is the normal life experience. And when you do that, then you get it. And then my third son, he had some other life experiences and had to come back. You know what I'm saying? The oldest, he has his, and he has to see, he sees things too. But the ones who haven't had those, the ones who have been more sheltered, you know what I'm saying? Those are the ones who had a certain attitude toward what it is that I'm doing. And Dad, if you would just see, the problem is you don't just go, yeah, right. And I'm like, okay, but when you see it, remember, I told you about this shit. You know what I'm saying? And there's a certain point where you got to let that shit go, because the children belong to the cosmos. Your job is to guide them. You know what I'm saying? And you can give the best guidance you got at that time, which is the reason why you have to continue to learn and experience and apply that shit. You know what I'm saying? And show it in front of their face so they see it. You know what I mean? Everything ain't always going to be this way. You have to be able to adjust to the situation, but that requires you learning and knowing. And something I said here might have been correct for that time period, but now this is correct for this time period. And what do you got to add to that? You know what I'm saying? Is how it's supposed to go, in my opinion. I mean, so yeah, I see, especially Black fatherhood. Like, it's obvious, you know what I mean? We was talking about mothers, we talking about women last week or whatever that was, right? But it's obvious the responsibility of the Black father to be that father figure or a father everywhere at all times has dissipated. Like, it's not here no more. So you seeing these young cats acting like they don't know how to act, because they don't. They ain't got no idea. And if you show it to them now, they gonna be like, man, I ain't doing that shit. What are you talking about? I'm like, yeah, all right. But in the end, the solid cat that you can rely on is the dude who's acting like who's doing what he's supposed to do, and not acting like he's supposed to do. You know what I mean? So if you mean your mothers might have said this, they family might have said that, but where are they at when you really need them? You know what I mean? And I've been right here the whole time, so I'll be here for you. Mean, but you're here for everybody, yeah, because that's what you're supposed to do. We are a community. This is a social situation, African based. You know what I'm saying? And only the European want that shit separate so they can control and through smoke and mirrors, but not real actual, you know what I mean, existence. Where we supposed to, I mean, everybody know what's going on in your tribe. Why? I don't even like using that term tribe. Everybody know what's going on in your village and your surrounding, because what's happening with you affects the entire surroundings. You know what I'm saying? They understand that connection. So I gotta know what's going on with you, but it also holds you to a certain standard of, yo, you ain't gonna do certain shit because everybody knows. See, when nobody knows, then it leaves you the room to go ahead and do whatever. You can mess up, but when everybody knows, then you know what I mean, you're accountable to everybody as well as yourself. And that's why I don't even hold no secrets. Whatever, you can know everything about me because you should. Tell me where you think I need to make the improvement. I'll listen. Do you mean? But I'm also know that I'm making moves and steps because I thought about the shit before I did the shit. And there's another element that we ain't bringing. We're not bringing the thought before the action. It's, you know what I mean, control your thoughts and actions. It is not control your thoughts, then the next one, control your actions. It's control your thoughts and actions. They together. And so if we ain't showing the children that by us doing it as fathers, not that the man is better than the woman, bruh. I mean, you know, it's both. You get God combining this together to create life. You know what I'm saying? That's where that comes through. So when you put that shit together and you put in that work, even if you're not with the mother, but you still working it out. I mean, that's the thing that matters, because the children will see that as well. And things change. So understand the situation may change, but my love for you, my love for the people, you know what I'm saying, the care, don't talk about your moms. No matter what she did to me or what I did to her, you don't talk about your moms. That's still your moms. You know what I'm saying? That's one thing. My pops was always there after whatever happened. Still, that's still your mother. She may have done me dirty this way, that, and the third, but she gave you life and shut that shit the fuck up. So, yeah, I mean, I completely get it when it came to that. yeah, man, that's what we got to do. We got to show and prove. You know what I mean? That this is how it gets done, and that shit even leads into a polygamy. You know what I'm saying? That leads into a whole other aspect. Not even on some, you just try to get them. No, nigga, where the fathers at then? When are they gonna see with discipline? But you gotta be a proper God man to even be able to even have that conversation. You know what I'm saying? Because you gotta control yourself. And you gotta put the work in 2 times plus the children that come along with that. You know what I'm saying? These young niggas is thinking it's just a game. It ain't no fucking game. That shit is, you know what I mean, you building a whole new empire, a whole new kingdom, you mean, to create the empire. And if you don't rock it right, when you go, who's gonna run that part of your empire? That shit'll be gone. So you can't play with that shit. That shit is serious. You know what I mean? Fuck that. But we in the after party. So, you know what I mean? But it should be celebrated, man. That's the thing that should be celebrated.
Gonna be celebrated over here. Okay.
Women Along the Way is actually doing something tomorrow where they're doing something on the maternal aspect from 20 years old all the way up to 70 years old. You know what I mean? And so you get an opportunity to look for Women Along the Way on the on IG. They'll be going live. The meditation chick on all platforms. She'll be able to steer you the way. The real Tony Hickman on all her platforms will steer you along the way. Check it out. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be a fire show, you know, and they're gonna give you information and opinion in a non-combative way with each other. This is how real Black women act and participate in life. The rest of that shit, like you said, is the illusion that they want you to have. This
Black women. Black women. That's how Black women act, not real Black women. Because if we say real Black women, we imply that there's fake Black women. You understand what I'm saying? And there's no such thing.
I stand corrected. Factuals. I stand happily corrected. See, that's how you do that, people. You just stand corrected. It's not a big deal. You know what I'm saying? Just fix it. Yes, sir.
We in the after party. You understand what I'm saying? Sunday great. You understand? We had Dr. Enqi, aka Enqi Lucas, aka Enqi Wallace, aka Enqi Johnson, aka
Oh, that hurt. Oh, yeah.
aka Enqi Barnes up in here. You understand what I'm saying? Getting busy. Amazing show.
Yes, it was.
You know, every once in a while, I got to remind you of you. You know what I'm saying? Every once in a while, I got to remind you of you. So I'll be snatching control of the reins sometime because your story got to get told too in the process. You know what I mean?
I feel you. I don't even, yeah.
For me, I save it for my birthday. You understand? For my born day celebration. And I save it for like the show anniversaries on one of the milestones. You see what I'm saying? So one way or another, but continue to celebrate, to show love, to show honor to my real ones, to my family. You understand what I'm saying? And that's what this space is about. This is why this space was created. So every once in a while, I get to telling the story. You know what I mean? So one of these days, I come on here like a proper guest. You know what I'm saying? And I give my story to Sunday Great.
You know? Yeah. I get the interview. Knowledge born. That's
and ain't too many places. You know what I'm saying? Where I go share my story at. You know, my General King Samir, he got my story. You know what I'm saying? He got my story a couple of times. You know, he got it. He can use some guy's science to get the story. You know, so if you get the story, you would understand why I'm moving the way I do and why I ain't having certain shit. I don't give a fuck who bringing it, So yeah, so one of those days we'll set that shit up. You know what I mean? We'll set that shit up. I wanted Dr. Enqi to come back today and sharing his experience, because when you're around great people all the time, you don't get a chance to be great.
Right.
Because everybody's great. Just like he was saying, everybody was starving. So he couldn't even think about what he was doing to normalize trauma and drama, the stress and the strain of Black life in America as it's, placed in a borough, in a housing project. You see what I'm saying? That experience right there, you don't even think about it. So when you come into experience, it's like, yo, who was you before all of this? Like, whoa, we got to start to curate our stories and experiences. Because if y'all seen that movie Fresh, I'm like, damn, them motherfuckers owe you a check, son. You understand what I'm saying? Like, So we could see The Corners. We could see The Wire. We could see all of these shows. What's the joint in Chicago?
Chicago. Shot.
Yeah.
Oh, wait.
They got the whole series. It's a bunch of seasons and all that shit.
And Chi-Town or something like that? Or The Shy. That's what it's called. The Shy.
Is it called The Shy? Yeah. So either we can tell our stories where we can explain what's going on, we can curate, we can provide solutions, we can provide options, we can provide trauma counseling, we can provide grief counseling based upon our stories, or we can have some devils come in this bitch and popularize dysfunction, despair, and raping and pillaging of our stories. And we just watched it like, damn, that was a good ass show. What is that? Shout out to our brother, man, Illa G, for New York Minute. If you want a snapshot of New York, get it from a New Yorker. You know what I'm saying? Not some devil that done snuck in there and made some imaginary show. So I was talking earlier about the revisionism, and I ain't gonna stick on this too long because this is the after show. You said after show. You know what I mean? And we ain't got much time. They're retelling Malcolm's story. They're retelling Bumpy's story. Right. They're retelling Dr. Shabazz's story. They're retelling a critical part of history that led to the assassination and the destruction of a family on TV for sport and play. They're eroding the sensibilities after they got the sights and the sounds and all the information from the people that's around, and they don't pay them and they don't include them in the story. There's people that knew Bumpy's story, that told Bumpy's story. They listened to all of them interviews. They went and got one of our great minds, Professor James Small, put him in there as a consultant. You understand what I'm saying? And they went and put this shit together, and now we looking at it like, that's how they're going to show Adam Clayton Powell? That's how they're going to show Adam Clayton Powell? That's how they're going to show Malcolm X? You see what I'm saying? Like, this is how they're going to show Moss number 7. Like, these are all critical pieces that had ramifications and amplifications in real life, and then they call it these fictitious events.
Based on something real, but that don't mean it's that shit.
Right.
They're creating the shit, creating the story around it, but they ain't telling you what really went down.
I saw the Saints of Newark. I seen the same shit. I'm looking like, you see what I'm saying? Yeah. So not only does the unconscious not know that that's fake, neither do the onlookers, because they didn't give the formal education. They didn't receive it, so they don't know.
Right.
So now, while these are, spaces and places to have conversation like, oh, you like that? Oh, let me tell you the real story. How many people are doing it?
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So there's a part in the show where the girl takes Mamie to the crack spot to look for her daughter that they thought might have been kidnapped, and said, "Oh, come on in, landlady or CEO or whatever, see what gets you your furs and the luxury apartment and the jewels."
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So there's revisionism going on, and they put all of this in to indemnify Black people and vilify the Black people, but then to raise up the organized crime syndicates that was responsible for ravaging the Black community.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
So these things are very important when you don't have, like you were saying earlier about the critical, the critical analysis. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
To be able to critically analyze, you just go off of sensationalism and emotionalism, then you be stuck in that trap. And you don't know, you're angry, but you don't know what to do with that anger. You know something wrong, something intuitively is telling you wrong, but you don't know what to say or how to move in regards to that. So you're just going to be angry. So then you're going to implode before you explode. You're going to implode internally and then explode on somebody that look like you.
Yep. Exactly.
That's where it's going to go.
One of the reasons why that I know that I'm even doing this, or I would even have a convo with anybody when I heard something, is because I know, you know what I mean, and looking at watching shows or whatever, people ain't giving you the correct answer. They're not giving you the full story. They're only telling you what they're regurgitating, something they got somewhere else. They're not even contemplating the information they're getting. You know what I mean? And because it's right in front of your face, like, yo, yeah, okay, this may have happened here, but do you think that really happened like this? If you know this about this person, like, come on, people. Oh, hey, you know what I'm getting right now.
Word. So it's a wrap. Tell the people you out of here. We'll see you next week. You understand what I'm saying?
I'm closing the show right now, my love. Peace, pal. Maybe she wanted to say something. I don't know. But yeah, it is a wrap. Everybody who tuned in, good looking. You mean much love. You seen it on the bottom. $STGR8, $STGR8, $STGR8. We got shows coming up. We got things going on. And anybody in Jacksonville between the 18th, what is that? The 13th and the 18th, we gonna be down there repping RBG, repping Outlaw RBG, repping the God Body, repping Truth, repping Righteousness. You know what I'm saying? On the stage and throughout the whole joint, just giving it, and we're gonna have fun doing it. You know what I mean? But we're gonna go down there strong. You know what I mean? Might even have some of the Avengers down there. You know what I mean? Putting it in. Shout out to everybody who sponsored. Congo Blue, Ari Fronto, Bottega Boys ATL, you know what I mean? Good looking. Women Along the Way, the Meditation Chick, Kateri X, as always. And I'm taking myself up to the heavens. This must be heaven. Yo, now this is going. Yeah.
Black, green, Barbie on the scene. I address the vision, don't live in no dream. Too awoke to be a name brand fiend. No Prada, no Louis, no Gucci, no cream. Dynamite black, vanilla bean. Knockers on my feet, echoing my gene. I'm around on my chest, oh yes, I'm clean. Outlaw RBG, yes, salute the regime. Fashion for Veronica, I'm on it. My G Republic, I love it. I pay the bounty for King County, fever and great where I want it. Fashion for Veronica, I'm on it. My G Republic, I love it. I pay the bounty for King County, fever and great where I want it. RBG no Gucci, RBG no Gucci.
case nigga, I'm a Catholic. I pulled up, bad chain special. No social media, I get this habit here check. Put my fist up and boys get the spasm. Rip lip.